welcome to the It Doesn't Hold Up podcast. We review and reevaluate all things we remember fondly from our childhood and years prior to see if they still hold up. And more often not, probably don't. Stuart Shepherd along my co-host and good friend Michael Smith. Smith, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Stuart. How are you?
Well, I'm great, Smith. I am worth dying for.
Are you?
Are you though?
Oh, yeah. I
Are you
mean,
really? Yeah, maybe not. But also, I'm glad you're
I've,
feeling better. I heard you had the two Bob bits recently, so I'm glad you're feeling more better.
I absolutely did. I was like a brown Mount Vesuvius.
Well, you will eat spoiled ham. Right. Anyway, little
And I'll
tease for
do
what
it
we'll do.
again.
Yeah, you will. I need some alone time with a sandwich. Are you going to eat it?
I'm,
Yes.
I'm not throwing away ham. Not in this economy.
No. The wrong heat for ham. Right. Anyway, so just before we get on to this week's nomination, talk about last episode's feedback, which was MacGyver. And
MacGyver.
and as always, we seem to get feedback before and after the drop of the podcast. So one of them was, please tell me this holds up.
Is feedback before the podcast pre-back?
Yes. Yeah, you said that last, I think, but who knows? Maybe pre-back.
Did I? Oh,
Yeah. All right, we should coin that term pre-back.
pre-back or
Uh,
feedback.
you guys have good takes. Thanks. I only heard of this show when The Simpsons mentioned it on the show. A fun podcast as always. Thank you. I goddamn love MacGyver. Someone's got it. MacGyver was terrible even when I was a kid. And then this
Yeah.
is neat. Yep. And then this is a neat introduction of what we're doing this week. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Let's go. I know it's going to be awful, but Alan Rickman steals the show on every single scene he's in. Yes, he does.
I'd like to correct that. Alan Rickman steals the show in every single film he's in.
Yeah, yeah, yes, that's true. That's true.
Hmm.
Right. Did you get any feedback on MacGyver, or is there anything further you would like to say on MacGyver?
The only feedback I got was from a friend of mine who said, "What's MacGyver?" I was like, "Damn you, young people!"
Oh
Yeah.
God, always the young people, and they don't even watch Simpsons to get references either. Or if they do watch The Simpsons, it's new Simpsons, which is shit.
That's what I get for primarily hanging around with 14-year-olds.
Moving on. So this episode's nomination came from me, and it's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves from 1991. And yeah, this is an absolute staple of my childhood. I'm surprised we haven't covered it sooner because this was a film I watched again and again and again and again. Saw it at the cinema as a little boy, had it on video, loved it to death. But a brief synopsis, it's the tale of Robin Hood who escapes from Jerusalem once he's finished with the Crusades, comes back to England with his companion Azim, realizes that England is not how he left it. It's by been overtaken by the Sheriff of Nottingham, not Prince John.
It's it's geographically nonsense.
Oh my God, yes, I have notes. Copious notes on the geographical inaccuracies of this movie.
Oh, I'm back from the Crusades, and this no, everything doesn't seem to be where I left it.
Exactly. But yeah, so it's the live action, non-cartoon version of Robin Hood starring Kevin Costner from 1991. So yeah, but we have done 1991 to death. So,
Mm.
oh, have we done it to death? No, we've covered it a few times. So anyway, but what are we doing for this section, Smith? What is our scene setting for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
So originally, I wanted to do songs that were attached to movies and the kind of
Hmm.
phenomenon therein. However, this week we're recording on the week that unfortunately Sam Neill died. And I don't know about you, but this one has made me it sort of bummed me out more than I thought it would be possible to, when an actor dies that you enjoy. It's Alan Rickman, I think, touching on the same thing. It kind of
Yeah.
depressed me when he died. And this kind of really bummed me out because I don't know about you, but Jurassic Park in particular was a very, very big part of my childhood. It'll never get covered on this podcast because that film's fucking great.
Well, yeah, of
And he's
course.
one of the big reasons why it's so good. So what I just wanted to do was just touch on a few other Sam Neill films that people may or may not have seen, just kind of point people down the road of if you want to go and look at some stuff that's really, really good, that's probably a little bit less seen, then do.
Mhm.
And so I just thought I'd give a few recommendations. Now, we're not going to touch on the obvious ones like Jurassic Park or Event Horizon because those films are great. We know they're great and he's great in them. Don't you disagree with me on Event Horizon, Stuart?
No, I like Event Horizon. It's really good.
Damn right,
Why
it's
would
the
it,
only good
why,
film that Paul W. S. Anderson has ever made.
why the fuck would I disagree with you on it? It's really good.
I don't know. There was a look on your face that suggested you were about to
No,
question
no,
me.
it's really,
Okay,
really good. I really enjoy that
so I'm going
film.
to start. I'm going to start with this one. I don't know if you can see that there. That's
Sleeping
Sleeping Dogs.
Dogs. No.
Sleeping Dogs by Roger Donaldson. This is, I believe, Sam Neill's first ever screen credit. It is a New Zealand film. It's the start of the New Zealand New Wave.
Okay.
It's absolutely fantastic. It's from, oh, what year was it from? That's it. Now I've completely bugged myself. 77, 1977. I believe, I think I saw an interview with Sam Neill where he said it was like the first New Zealand film they'd made in about 20 years in New
Wow.
Zealand. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So suggest that if you haven't seen it. Um, Kind of other side of that, kind of going through his career, Possession. I don't know if you've heard of Possession.
No, no, I'm thinking of Possessor. No, what's Possession?
So Possession is it's really hard to describe Possession.
Okay.
Um, it's a film ostensibly about a divorce, but features a scene where a woman has sex with a squid monster in a subway.
Oh, okay.
It's on Amazon Prime at the moment.
Hmm.
And if you haven't seen it, and I'm sure you haven't seen it, I'm sure lots of people haven't seen it, do watch it. It will make you feel very sad and
Okay.
possibly sick. Moving through a little bit further, and we're going to get to 1993. So 1993, obviously Jurassic Park came out. Another film came out in 1993. This one people probably have seen, The Piano, by Jane
Mm.
Campion.
Yep.
He is absolutely brilliant. It shows the range of an actor that in one year they can have Jurassic Park and The Piano and play two very different characters who have the
Yep.
ability to make you feel two very different things. Moving on a little bit further, then I'm rattling through this because this is a long film we're about to
That's cool.
cover, so I don't want to overstay my welcome on Smith scene setting. The Mouth of Madness.
Yes. Awesome film.
So the third in the trilogy of films that started with The Thing, and then Prince of Darkness, and then Mouth of Madness by John Carpenter. They're a kind of a loose thematic trilogy. Um, Absolutely brilliant film, and completely hinging on the performance of Sam Neill as a man that he sells madness to in a way that I think is impossible to show on screen, but kind of nails it. He did make another film with John Carpenter, Memoirs of an Invisible Man, but we won't talk about that because it is shit. And then finally, slightly latter career, Sam Neill, a film called The Dish, which is a sweet little Australian comedy about the moon landing and the role a team of Australian engineers with a satellite dish played in broadcasting the moon landing. So
Oh.
those were just a few Sam Neill films. I don't know if there's any you want to add, but just sort of rattle through there a little bit.
One came to mind that I'd like to throw in there. Dead
Mm.
Calm. I think Dead Calm is a wicked film.
It is a
Really, really good.
great film. Absolutely fantastic film. And actually, while I'm at it, Hunt for the Wilder People. If you're gonna watch latter day Sam Neill, Hunt for the Wilder People is Taika Waititi before he outstayed his welcome.
Yeah. And this is actually a nice segue because Sam Neill was one of the people considered to be the Sheriff of Nottingham. Whether that's true or not is a different story, but I'd like to believe
I
it's true.
I could see that.
I think what it was, he'd either committed to Jurassic Park or he was still filming Jurassic Park or something like that. I can't remember. There was some sort of scheduling issue.
He made the right choice.
Yes, yes, he did. He did. Right then, cool. That was our scene. But yes, rest in peace, Sam Neill.
Mm.
Very sad. And yeah, I will be the same when probably this is going to sound silly and people are going to laugh, but when Arnold Schwarzenegger dies, that is really going to upset me. He was a staple of my childhood, and or even Sylvester Stallone as well. One of those two, or Bruce Willis, one of those three, especially Arnie though, that will really, really upset me. So
Mm.
I'm sorry this has touched you this week, Spiff, but he was a very fine actor, and yes, go check out those movies that Spiff has suggested. Cool. So this came out in 1991. Now, Smith, I saw this at the
Mm.
cinema. Did you
I
see it
didn't.
at the cinema?
No, sir. No, sir. I first saw this on home video,
Hmm.
and I think I mentioned this last week. I did not like this film when I was younger. Not
Did
one
you
bit.
not? Really?
No. Do you know why?
Because your mother?
Because my mum loved it, and it because of that song by Brian Adams and the close association of that mawkish, awful song that a what 7 or 8 year old boy isn't going to like.
How
Yeah, and
dare you call
controversial.
it an awful song? How
Hot,
dare
hot
you?
take, hot take, piece of shit. Um, you know my views on things. If everybody likes something, it can't be good.
It was the
If
last song
everybody
of my
likes
wedding,
something,
that song. I love that song. Anyway,
if
carry on.
everybody likes something, it's too middle of the road to actually be good. And something that's been 16 weeks at number one, a record, by the way, which has never been broken.
Nor it will it.
Continuous weeks. No, it won't
Yeah.
because of various reasons, but no. Um, I think it's the association with that song because my mum liked it so much because I just couldn't quite I didn't buy into the adventure that it was selling me as a kid.
Hmm.
It had bits, but it also had other like anything at that age, a film that had any sort of romance in it, and I would be like, yeah, girly
Uh,
film, get away.
I don't think the romance is too much. It's more on the latter half of it, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, well, we'll get to it. And I'm an older man now. I'm 41. I
Okay.
admit at 7 or 8 years old when I first saw this, I was not mature enough to appreciate bits of the film. I still enjoyed Alan Rickman.
Yeah. Now, see, I absolutely love this movie because to start off with, I love Robin Hood the cartoon, the Disney one.
Mm,
That is one of my favorite Disney movies. I watch that on absolute repeat. Yeah, I watched it again
as
and
did
again and
I.
again and again. So when I heard they were doing a live action version, I was like, oh, holy shit, I'm in. I'm absolutely in. And then, as you mentioned, the song was everywhere. That song could not done enough to promote that movie. It was number one for 16 weeks. It was on all the music channels. It was on like Saturday morning kids TV promoting. It was
Mm.
absolutely everywhere. It was always on the bloody radio. So I was like, and then my mum liked Brian Adams, my mum liked Kevin Costner. So I was like, Mum, please take us to see this film because the music video for everything I do, it shows you all scenes from the movie as well. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I absolutely have to see this. Looks so cool.
So
Uh,
it's one of the kind of early instances of that thing. So
mm,
it's what I want to talk about originally in the scene setting is films used to have sort of songs that were tied to them more so than they do today. You don't really get it that
yes.
much anymore. You
Yeah.
got it more back then. Occasionally now one will creep through. And it all started in like I think in like the 50s you get more like and I'm not talking about musicals. I'm not talking about films that had Elvis in them or anything like that. That's fine. But like there's a film, a Western with John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart called The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Yes. Yes.
Has a theme song by Gene Pitney, the man who shot Liberty Valance. Fantastic song. It's not, it's cheesy as hell, but I enjoy it.
All right.
You get a lot of that stuff in the 70s, and you get into the 80s, and you kind of get Kenny Loggins with Top
Mm.
Gun and
Yeah.
Footloose,
Yeah.
stuff like that, in which you have music videos which are clips from the film.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then you get into the 90s, and suddenly you get music videos that are music videos with clips of the film. So I think we can all remember Brian Adams standing in that forest clearing with his guitar plugged into question mark, playing
Yeah.
playing the song. And that kind of, and then they tried it again a couple of years later. I don't know if you remember with the Three Musketeers.
Oh, what it's all for.
Oh, one,
Oh,
one for
yeah.
love.
Yeah. That
That film, and that did not work. I've not seen that film in years. Hmm.
my wife loves it, but yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we'll see.
Anyway,
But yeah, yeah. So I distinctly remember going to see this at the cinema. Fucking loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then yeah, the minute it came out to rent, we rented it. The minute it came out to buy, we bought it. And then any time it was on TV, I would watch it, even if it was cut to shit. It was on TV. Like, I insisted on watching it. So
my
yeah,
my mum had the VHS. I very clearly remember the
yep,
VHS cover, which was him firing the arrow with
yeah,
the flames behind
yeah,
him. It's an
yeah,
iconic shot. It's a really,
yeah.
really nice shot. And you get a shot like that, you put it on the fucking video cover, right?
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, yeah. So I think it got quite a lot of play in my house, despite the fact I didn't really like it all that much. But
Oh, it was always on in my house, always. And
mm,
then, interestingly, which we'll talk about throughout this, in 2003, they brought out an extended version. So I bought that for my mum one Christmas, and then she watched it. She's like, I don't like that extended version. It puts a load of weird scenes in it. And I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah,
yeah, I've got that extended version somewhere. Um, I did not watch it for this though.
yeah,
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes longer or something. It
yeah.
doesn't need to be any longer.
We'll talk about it when we get to it. There's only one scene that really changes everything from that extended version, but we'll
Yeah,
get to it. Right.
and there's one scene that makes part of the film not work anymore.
Yeah, I know what scene
Um,
you're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
There was
So
something I
you
was going
what?
to say. Oh, that was it. Did you have any of the toys?
Yes. Oh my God. How could I forget? I had the toys. I fucking love the toys. I had the tree house. I had two Robin Hoods for some reason.
Oh, you lucky bugger.
I had the one with the crossbow and I had the one with the arrow. But I didn't have the sheriff. I didn't have Little John. I didn't have any of the other merry men. I just had two Robin Hoods and the tree house. Oh, and I had the arrow that fired off the net that would catch
Yeah.
people. And I had this thing called the battering ram, which is this big like wagon thing that had a battering ram that would smash into stuff. Like none of this shit featured in the film.
All right,
But it,
Moneybags. I'm pretty sure I had an Azim. There was an Azim toy.
yeah, there must have been.
I'm pretty sure I had the Azim toy and the Robin Hood, the one with the puffy white shirt.
Yeah. That's what I had.
Yeah,
I think
that's the one I had. Yeah.
that was the bow and arrow one. I think because he comes with a
Mm,
cloak as well. Yeah,
hmm
which is really
hmm
cool. Oh, but how could I forget that? Yeah, the toys. That was a great Christmas. Although interestingly, those toys were the Endor ones from Return of the Jedi. Cheaty.
I mean, I did write down at one point they built themselves a little a little Ewok village.
Yeah. Right then. Well, as we're talking about, should we just get straight to the plot? Oh yeah, sorry. One last thing. When you watched it on video, how old were you? Was it a couple of years after it came out?
Probably about 8.
Okay. I distinctly remember being seven and watching this. And then now I think about when I watched it, I was like, this film was wholly inappropriate for a 7-year-old to be watching.
Well, this is yeah. We'll get into it. It's an odd film.
Well, we'll get to it. Right then, cool. So Morgan Creek. Now it's interesting because I always remember whenever Morgan Creek going, "Du-du-du, du-du-du, du-du-du, du-du," and it's like it doesn't until the theme music kicks in, and then it's like
Yeah.
subsequent Morgan Creek movies use that little intro from the Robin Hood
Mm.
soundtrack. That's where I got thrown.
When it gets into the credit here, I think not enough film starts with Tapestry.
It's so much tapestry. Midsummer, maybe. Like,
It's like, yeah, well, this isn't getting me excited. It isn't getting the blood pumping straight away, is it?
it's just fucking lazy. A camera
And
panning
also,
over some tapestry.
the font is really fucking lazy as well. Just Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It's just
Yeah,
like Ariel.
yeah,
That'll
yeah. It
do.
was lazy. I do remember as the credits are going along, I was said to my wife, "Who the fuck is Kevin Reynolds?" And then afterwards, they were raising. Oh, he's done a few things. Right, got it.
Well, he
But
directed Waterworld.
yeah, he did. He did. But at first, I had no idea. But as it's going, I was like, God, there are so many people in this movie, and then there's some
Yeah,
cameos in it, which we'll get to later on. There's
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
particular person who gets credited. I was like, why have you bother credited? He's in it for literally. I was hoping the famous one right at the end, like someone right at the start, like they're in it for like 20 seconds. Why the hell have you put them on the credits? But anyway,
Famous
so
people be famous. Why is Christian Slater third in the credits?
yeah,
No,
he
no idea.
disappears for half the movie at one point.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so after the credits, we get a little bit of title card, which is 800 years ago, Richard the Lionheart, King of England, led the Third Great Crusade to reclaim the Holy Land from the Turks. Most of the young English noblemen who flocked to this banner never returned home. Ooh.
Ooh.
Right. So, cut to Jerusalem, 1194. Now, already this shit is barbaric. There's people with all these swelks and blood all over their back and they're getting fucking hands cut off. I'm like, what the hell is this? I don't remember
I
the
mean,
whole Errol Flynn TV show showing this.
I mean, he goes brutal really fucking quickly. And I think
Yeah,
as a child, that's the kind of thing where I'd be like, all right, you
yeah,
have
so
my attention.
absolutely. I loved all this bit.
Parents kind of shielding your eyes, going, no, 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 and us going like, you need to get
Get
away.
off. I want to see it. I want to see someone get their hand cut off.
Yeah,
Yeah, we see bearded Robin of Locksley, Peter Dubois, and Azim all chained up. And then Peter is
bearded,
accused.
fucking
Yeah,
fake beard.
fake beard, fake long hair. Uh, Peter is accused of stealing bread, but then Robin takes the blame because apparently Peter wouldn't survive his hand getting cut off, but Robin could, apparently.
I don't
Um,
need both hands.
yeah.
I only, I, I only need my right one. Cut off his right one. Damn, I wish I hadn't said that.
So Robin is roped up to have his hand cut off, but as he's about to have his hand cut off, he pulls back on the rope, which causes the guard to have his hand cut off. I was like, why is nobody else fault with this? And how
Yeah,
like loose is that rope for him to pull it
this
back?
system, this system feels flawed. I don't think you've health and safety tested any of this.
No,
Also, already from his accent, apparently Sherwood Forest is in California.
apparently. What did he
Now,
say?
I
Like
read
for
in
England's
this that
courage, he says. I think as he
yeah,
puts his hand down. Yeah,
England's courage. It's I read somewhere that he wasn't trying to do an accent, that he wanted to do an accent and got a dialect coach for an accent. And then Kevin
yep,
Reynolds said, no, no, don't do an accent because you can't do an accent. But there are bits in this where he's
yeah,
clearly trying. There's one bit where he says suit of armor, and it's like, don't, mate, don't.
yeah. And there's
You
bits.
can't. Very few people can. So
Yeah,
don't do it.
yeah. Although Mary Elizabeth Mastriano, however you pronounce it,
Yes,
she does a very good English accent. Very, very
she
good.
does actually. Very, very good.
Yep. Right. So then a big old fight breaks out, and one of the guards lands a load of fire, and then Azim warns Robin that the guards are coming, and he asks him to release him because he knows a way out. I've written down, how the fuck does he know a way out?
Because
Is
he's
he?
not from there. He's not. He's not Turkish.
No, no.
No, he's Moorish. So
And,
it's
and as much as I love Morgan Freeman in this movie, you don't really get much backstory on him, like who he
ooh.
is really, like you said, what was he doing in Jerusalem and all that. The only thing we get is why he's been in prison is because of a woman. That's all you hear about.
And again, an accent which comes and goes
Yeah,
as he
yeah.
decides to deploy it.
I will not have you besmirch Morgan Freeman. I love Rob Morgan Freeman. He's so
No,
good in this.
he is one of the bright spots in this film. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Uh, go on.
no, no, go on. I'll get to it.
I was going to say, right, and then yeah, Robin frees him, and then him and Peter Azim make their way through the sewers into the
Run
market, which
away.
looks
Uh,
immediately fake. You're like, this looks like something
yeah,
out of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
it all very much looks like a sound stage, and immediately Robin Hood there, just leaving people to die,
Yeah,
just running away.
yeah. What he could have done was like kill a couple of guards, take the keys out of the pocket, throw it to the guards, say,
Yeah,
"Well, the prisoner, I've got to go." But yeah, he just saves Azim and gets the fuck out of there.
I'm assuming it's meant to show like the sacrifice you have to make and the kind of the hard
Yeah,
decisions
yeah,
people
yeah,
have to take in war. I also say that at this point, the acting from Peter from here all the way through is pretty bad.
yeah. It is
He
bad.
is terrible.
Yeah,
Who is he? Is he anyone?
I don't think so. No.
No.
And in the minute they make their way out the sewer, Peter gets an arrow in the back. He goes, "Oh, I'm mortally wounded." How? How do you know you're mortally wounded?
No, that's me. I'm done for.
Yeah.
No, no,
He's like,
don't. No, no, I'll stay here with all these sweaty Turkish men in this prison. No, 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 no. I'm definitely going to die now.
yeah. And then he's like, give this ring to my sister, Marion. Swear you'll protect her. Swear you'll protect her. I was like, you need to give her the ring. He could have just protected her, but all right, whatever. Because
Yeah,
that ring
sure.
has no significance, however.
No, never comes back. I
No.
mean, this film does a good job of setting stuff up, putting stuff
Yeah.
up in the first act. Actually, no,
Mhm.
it does a fairly good job of putting stuff up in the second act. There's a lot of stuff in this bit which doesn't really come back again.
No,
Mainly
no, not really.
mainly all those melons that he steals.
So many melons. Yeah. Yeah, because Robin and Z might round a corner and they're eating melons. He's just got like arms full of
It's
them.
like, why is he stealing so many melons? It really undercuts the drama of the scene if he's saying,
Yeah.
we need to leave, and he just there.
I imagine they haven't eaten properly in months.
Yeah, but it just looks so stupid.
Yeah,
It's
I
got like
know.
five, trying to balance five melons while he's having a deep conversation.
And if you watch carefully, it's a continuity error. When it cuts along a Z, but it cuts back, the amount of melons that he's got between arms just keeps varying. It's really good. Um,
It's
Azim
like a
vows,
Benny Hill sketch. Oh,
yeah.
melons!
Why were those melons there? It was at night. Right. As Robin tries to leave, Azim vows to stay with him and save his life as he saved his. So I was like, right, okay, so that explains their partnership. They make four more introductions to each other and then they leave. That's the end of the Jerusalem scene. That was over very quickly. We get to Locksley Castle, England, and we're introduced to Lord Locksley, who's played by Brian Shout! 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 Bless him.
Except he's doing no shouting. He's
No, he's
very
not.
softly spoken. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hello, my son. Does you still bear me ill will?" When we find out later why he bears me ill will, it makes Robin Hood like a little bitch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I also found it funny when he's writing that letter to who you're not quite sure. I thought it was King Richard at first. No, he's writing it to someone. And he turns and it's a really terrible painting of Kevin Costner on the wall with an awful haircut.
He's got an awful haircut all the way through. Maybe he's writing the letter to the Turks. Let my son
Maybe.
go, please.
He's Oh yeah, yeah, because they're in prison because they got captured during the Crusades, but they never even elaborate on that. Like, what battle was he in? How did he get captured? Why was he there for 5 years? Why did he not try and break out 5 years ago? It's just, yeah,
Nah.
none of that. Uh, Duncan and some other bloke arrive to alert Lord Locksley that there are men in masks on horses outside, and they've taken this other bloke's daughter Gwen and killed his son. I'm like, right, and then this guy never comes back either. And Lord Locksley grabs his sword and knights up. Duncan begs him to stay, but alas, he still confronts the men outside.
Why would the Lord of the Manor go out at night
Yeah,
alone
yeah.
to face God knows what?
Yeah, he said
Because
there are
then
men
no,
with
because then the other
masks out
bloke,
there.
well, the other bloke does come back because he then goes, "Sorry, I had no choice," and runs off. It's like,
No, I didn't
oh,
understand that. I didn't understand
he
that because,
suckered him into it. He suckered him into it. He lied. They haven't killed his daughter, and they basically he's tricked Brian Blessed into going outside.
well, I think Brian Blessed would have gone out regardless, even if he hadn't have said they killed my daughter. If he just said there's masked people as, I think Brian Blessed still would have gone outside. So that bit
Maybe
always, yeah, but that guy would all like been beaten up as well.
he
So
probably had been beaten up. It'd probably be like, if you don't go in and do that, we're going to kill your daughter and
okay,
kill your son
right,
and take your
maybe,
daughter.
maybe. All right, but yeah, he goes outside, confronts the leader. The leader takes off his mask, and it's the sheriff of Nottingham, and he asks them to join him, but then he refuses. So they all surround him and presumably kill him. And I'm like, now look, this doesn't come back unless you watch the extended version. Him
Hmm.
dressed up in those cloaks and masks, that never comes back again.
No.
So I got confused. So from what I can understand, while King Richard is away, the sheriff has been basically going to all the lords' lands and just taking them, just going there and saying, "I'm taking your fucking land. You can join me, or I'll kill you." That's
Yeah.
my take on it.
Yeah. I think that's generally what's been happening in order
Right?
and then winning favor with people to
Yeah,
help usurp the throne,
yeah.
which I've got big problems with that wouldn't work. But anyway, um, also Alan Rickman here doing some of his best. I'm not going to move my lips when I talk
Mm.
acting. It's like, join us or die. It's a lot of teeth.
Still a boss. Still a boss. I don't care.
Oh yeah, no, he's fantastic.
Yeah. Right. 4 months later. Okay.
Yeah,
And
cool. I don't know how long that would take. Probably
yeah,
longer.
yeah. So hang on. They've got to get from Israel because they're in Jerusalem. So they've got
No, are they in Jerusalem? I
Jerusalem.
thought they were in
Yeah.
Turkey. Oh,
No, they're in
okay.
Jerusalem. But
Why did I say that Morgan Freeman wasn't Turkish? Why do I think they're in Turkey?
because they're
Oh,
battling the Turks out there for the Holy Land, but they're in
there we go.
Israel. Yeah.
You
So
see.
so they've had to get from Israel to England, like by boat all the way, or have they made their way through Europe eventually and then come back? It's very unclear. It's very
I
unclear how
assume
they've
they've.
done this.
I assume it's like a whole planes, trains, and automobiles situation.
Yeah, the hilarity between Morgan Freeman and Kevin Costner. Yeah, so they're at Dover 4 months later, and then Robin and Azim arrive on the shores, and then racist French
Enough.
try and attack him. Now, this bit confused me. I was like, were they attacking because they were racist, or because Robin put them up to it? Like, can you try and just make sure this guy
Yeah,
doesn't come with me?
yeah. Well, first of all, Robin gets off the boat and buries his face in the sand. They got a mouthful of sand.
I'm
Fucking
home!
awful.
I'm
He's
home!
like, oh no, why have I done this? I've made a mistake. I assume what's happening here is he doesn't want Azim to follow him
Yeah,
because he's racist. He doesn't want this guy hanging around with him. He tries to get rid of him so much, and so he got the other guys to try and just beat him up to take him back
right.
to
It didn't work.
France.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he could stand for reform with policies like that. Send them back.
But also,
Saul boats.
when his plan fails, Azim doesn't be like, "Why'd you do that?" Right, I'm going to kill you now, you arsehole. He just could be like, "Ah, ha, ha." And then Robin's like, "Ah, ha, ha, come on, we'll go dine with my father." They just laugh it off.
Yeah, you can every 5 minutes. Like you can go. You don't have to stick around. You can
Yeah.
go.
Like, I'm going to level you, Azim. I don't like you. Just fuck off.
Look, I am racist. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
exceptionally. Yeah, but the Azim still refuses to leave Robin and wants to keep him safe. So Robin and Azim begin their journey on foot to Nottingham from Dover to reach Locksley Castle. And then
Mhm.
suddenly they're walking along Hadrian's Castle, which is 3 hours north of
They've
Nottingham
over
by
they've
car,
over they've overshot wildly.
and Nottingham alone is a 6 hour drive from Dover. So they have walked 9 miles. No, sorry, 9 hours worth of car journey in about
Hmm.
half hour.
Hmm.
And like you said, overshot it and gone further than they
They
should have
don't know.
done.
There's know where they're going. If they'd gone straight where they were going, they'd have actually got there before they'd arrived at Dover. They
Yeah.
managed to travel back. They went to Sycamore Gap, which actually is lovely. It reminds me it's not there anymore. I've been to that Sycamore. Have you been to Sycamore? Did you ever go to Sycamore Gap?
Now, that's where that tree is, right? Or
Yeah,
that
it
stuff that.
was.
Yeah, yeah, I heard a horrible story that arseholes cut it down or something
Yeah.
like that. But no,
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
yeah.
been
About
there.
a year after I went there, a couple of arseholes cut it down. Awful.
That's not cool.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's nowhere near where they're actually supposed to be. I mean,
No.
bits of this are filmed in France, so they're really fucking lost.
Yeah. Well, none of it was filmed in America, which is interesting. So it was completely a European production, which is very cool.
Just with a lot of American people for some
Yes,
reason.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
co-production, yeah. Um, Robin asks him what his name means. He said apparently it means great one. And Robin goes, "Oh, really? Did you give you this name to yourself?" That actually popped me. It's kind of funny. He's like, "Azim, I am home." Right. Robin finds mistletoe and he reveals how many women he's shagged because of this. The scene talks about the women in his country can be so beautiful they can possess a man's mind to make them die for him. And then Robin deduces that that's why Azim was going to be executed. And he said, yeah, it was because of a woman called Jasmina and she was worth dying for. Again, that is the only insight we get to Azim. He'll keep
Yep.
going every now and again, my country, my country, my country, but we don't hear anything else about him. Has he got a
Yeah.
family back then? What was his purpose? Nothing.
He seems to know a lot about delivering children later on in the film. So I know perhaps was he a doctor? Who knows?
No, hit the line he says later on was, "I've seen this performed
Uh,
on horses," like that. So
right.
no, yeah, he's just a very, very intelligent man who reads a lot and studies a lot. I don't know. So Azim can't find east to pray to Mecca as there is no sun in this cursed country, but then Robin finds it as they are only 5 miles away from home, from Dover to Nottingham.
And they're still on Hadrian's Wall.
They're still on Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah.
Right. As Azim is praying, Robin hears dogs barking and sees a small boy, Wolf, running away from soldiers. So Wolf climbs up a tree to escape, but then Robin stops the men from cutting the tree down, wants to know what the issue is. Now, this tree is enormous, and they have a tiny axe to cut it down. Also, they have crossbows. Why don't they just shoot the boy out the tree?
Well, because Stuart, this time they didn't really have TV or anything, so they had that time to fill.
This is true. This is true. The lead soldier reveals that this boy killed one of the sheriff of Nottingham's deer, and the boy said they needed the meat as they are starved. And then Robin says this is his land and his tree, and therefore the boy should not be harmed. And then the lead soldier asks who he is before he runs it through, and he reveals himself as Robin of Locksley. Also, is he called Robin of Locksley in the legend? Because, like I said, I haven't seen too many adaptations other than the cartoon.
Uh, I'm going to have to go and plead ignorance on this one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if this is just something they invented for this film or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to assume
So,
yes.
so the lead soldier is Guy of Gisborne,
Guy of
who
Gisborne. Yep.
is played by Michael Wincott, who you would have seen in Alien Resurrection, The
Hmm.
Crow, and various other films.
And he's rather good at this film, I think.
Yeah, he's always a villain. He's pretty good
Yeah,
as a villain.
he is good as a villain. Yeah. Guy of Gisborne welcomes him home, and then a fight breaks out with the soldiers, and then Robin kills two of them with a crossbow. Like, I presume he just got it from the horses because he wasn't
Yeah,
carrying that.
yeah, not clear where that came from.
Yeah. Also, that was rather stupid. He's just said he's killed the sheriff's men. He killed, sorry, one of the sheriff's deer. These are the sheriff's men, so you're going to kill the sheriff's men now. Unless you
Yeah.
kill all of them and leave no one to tell the tale, you're fucked, right?
Mhm.
Which he doesn't. Yeah, Azim is still praying all throughout this. And then Robin knocks over the lead soldier and he says, yeah, his name is Guy of Gisborne and he's the sheriff's cousin. And then Robin doesn't kill him. He's like, I've seen enough bloodshed for like 2 decades or whatever. Like, no, no, no. It just lets him go. He goes, get off my land and tell the sheriff this is what happens when you pick on small children. I was like, oh, you're so fucked. You are so fucked.
I mean, he's really even-tempered for what would have been a kind of feudal lord. I mean, he would have just beaten children mercilessly for stealing his deer. Like, he wouldn't have just been like, "Oh, they're hungry. Of course they can have." No, you'd fucking kill them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Robin is angry with Azim for not helping him, and then Robin asks the boy if he really killed the deer, and he replies, hundreds of them before running away. And I'm thinking, right, again, the geography is weird with this because he's running back to Sherwood Forest, which is where the hideout is, where all the merry men are.
Yeah,
But he said he's 5 miles away from home. So I don't know. The geography of this is really. And Wolf isn't on a horse, he's running. So unless
yeah.
he's going to steal a
Five,
horse en route or something.
5 mile run. I pop one out every morning.
Yeah, but 5 miles is just to Locksley Manor. Like, how far is Locksley Manor from Sherwood Forest? So
Don't know.
the geography really pisses me off for this film. It really does. Azim thinks England is an interesting place. Then we cut to Nottingham Castle. Guy of Gisborne makes his way to the sheriff, who's with a wench, and he gives him the news that Robin of Locksley is back with a dark-skinned companion, and the sheriff is also not happy that the wench decided to cover up. Who told you to cover up? The sheriff's new statue has arrived. Then he starts gloating about Robin's home still being in flames. Yeah, he seems very unfazed about this. That Robin unlocks his home. He goes, "Ah, he is home." Ah. You think he'd be like, "Oh shit," but they doesn't seem phased by it whatsoever.
No, the statue is a good setup for something that happens in the
Yeah,
third act, but it's
yeah,
also a bit pointless. Like, why has he had this, and then just leaves it in a random corridor?
yeah, yeah. That is odd. There's a good joke later on though with the statue as well.
Mm,
Uh, then we get to Loxley Castle. Robin and Zeme have arrived, and they see it's absolutely in ruins. And we see his dead father hanging in a cage. I mean, it's so
it's a,
cool.
it's a gnarly corpse. It's really like rotting. It's
Yeah,
horrible.
I remember the first time it was shown on TV at Christmas, they cut that bit out. So you just see Robin go, no, like that, but you don't get any payoff. I was like, what was he scared of? Like, you didn't see anything.
His burnt house.
Yeah. In fact, if you see the TV version of this, they pretty much cut everything out. Why did you bother?
Well, yeah.
Why'd you bother showing it? Or put it on after 9? Like, why did you put it on at like 5, 6 o'clock after everyone's had their Christmas dinner or whatever? Like, you just cut everything out of it.
I mean, this got cut to get a PG rating, I think, mainly because otherwise it would have been a 12. I think
No,
the
it would have,
first
no,
12.
no, it would have been a 15 because the first 12 was like 1993, which was Philadelphia on video because there were 12s at the cinema. There weren't 12s on
Yeah, yeah.
video.
No, I mean, it got cut to get a PG at the
Yeah, no,
cinema.
but that is astounding. The fact it got cut to be a PG and it's still fucking violent and
Well,
gory,
well,
you know?
Batman when that came out was a 12 at the cinema.
That's true.
The original Batman, and then that got made to be a 15 on video because they didn't have a 12 certificate on video.
Exactly.
I guess they did Philadelphia because they thought it was something that people should see.
Yeah, 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 I think so.
Mm.
Anyway, so then Duncan then appears, and I've written down, why didn't they kill him? Why
Yeah,
did they just gouge his eyes out and just leave him there? And also, how's he still been alive? There's no food there, and the whole castle's in ruins.
and he's blind.
Yeah, now he would have been surely been there. It's been 4 months. He's been living there for 4 months. Oh, right. And then Duncan explains what happened, which was Guy Gisborne, the sheriff, and the witch captured Robin's father, made him sign a confession before the bishop that he was a devil worshipper. And then the sheriff declared all of Loxley's lands forfeit. And then Duncan refused to believe the charges, even when they took my eyes.
Well, no, especially when they took your eyes because they're not the good guys. They're clearly like they're going to cut your fucking eyes out. They're not the good guys. They're not like, no, he was a devil worshipper, wasn't he? No, right. Take his eyes out, then maybe he'll believe us. Well, how's
But like,
that work?
well, once I gouged out one eye, I'm like, oh, he worshipped the devil. Don't take the
Well,
other
no, but
eye.
like, no, more likely like, oh, did he worship the devil? No. Here's 20 quid. Did he worship the devil? Oh yeah. Yeah,
All the
sure.
time.
Sure, yeah, sure, why not? Devil bloody loved him.
But I've written down, Jesus Christ, this is some fucking dark shit. Like, it looks horrible. They've sewed all his eyes up. It's like, oh, this is a family movie, and this man's had his eyes gouged out. God damn it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. It's dark, but I love it. Next morning, Robin has buried his father, and he takes his father's medallion, and he swears to avenge his father's death by his own blood. And Azim still vows to stay with Robin, even though he tells him, "Look,
Yeah.
enough."
Again, you go. I don't want you here, mate.
Oh, at this point, he says, "There's nothing for me to return to my country for." So that's another. Like, have you got no family back there? No wife? No nothing?
Yeah.
Like, just literally nothing for you in your country. Like, all right, whatever. Then we get to Nottingham Castle and the dungeon, and the sheriff has come to see Mortiana the witch. And I've written down, man, she's vile. She's absolutely vile. But a highlight of this film, she's very, very good at this.
I mean, I question where she got all the dry ice and underfloor lighting from.
Yeah,
It's Geraldine McEwen who was Miss Marple on TV, and it's kind of she was I think in her late 50s when she did this, but it's one of those bad examples at the time of like let's make her look much older for some reason.
yeah, a bit like Maggie Smith in Hook or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but oh god, I mean, this bit where she cracks open an egg and there's all blood in it, and then she throws some scrapple pieces on a plate and all that. I'm like, oh, it's horrible, horrible gnarly
yeah.
stuff.
It's not as bad as the bit later.
Oh, I can't watch that bit. I can't watch that bit. We'll get to it. It's disgusting. Um, yeah, so she's looking at the future, and then she sees that Robin has returned, and he proceeds the Lionheart, King Richard, and then this line from Alan Rickman's really good. He goes, "If King Richard returns from the Crusade, that could prove a bit awkward. It will suffer the support of the barons soon." I love all of his. Apparently, he rewrote a shit ton of his dialogue in
Yeah,
this movie. I'm glad he did because yeah, it's great stuff.
you kind of tell because it feels like he's in a slightly different movie than everybody else. He's just saying
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, and he's just not being very old English about it. He's just talking like a normal Londoner would or whatever. It's
Yeah,
really good. So
or
the ship.
no, or no, Robin is back.
The sheriff has a grand plan to occupy the whole of England, and then Mortiani is terrified that she's seen their deaths, and it is a painted man, who the sheriff deduces as Azim, Loxley's companion, and Robin, who kills them both. And then she begs for the sheriff to kill them both. Kill them! Kill them! Yeah, she scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. So vile and horrible, just but I loved it at the same time.
Mm.
Robin, Azim, and Duncan arrive at Peter Dubois' home, presumably to see Maid Marian, and then Robin says it's been 6 years since he was last here. Now, again, like we'll come to it in a minute. Like the age gap makes no sense.
How old is he supposed to be? He's
Actually,
about 40.
fuck yeah, yeah. Kevin Costner is about 40. I think he's meant to be 18 because he talks later on when he has all that beef with his dad. He said the anger of a 12-year-old boy, and he said the last conversation he had with his dad was in anger. So if he was 12 and then he went off to the
No,
Crusades for
no, no,
six
no, no,
years,
no. No, no,
or
no,
he
no,
had a
no.
row with him and went somewhere else, grew up, and then went to the Crusades,
No, I
perhaps.
think he fell out when he was 12, then stayed living with him until he was like 18, and then buggered off to the Crusades. But
But
just
still
like
making
argued,
24.
yeah, he's still not 40.
Yeah,
Not a
yeah,
grown ass man.
yeah. Right. So then some old crow opens the door and tells them to fuck off, and then eventually she only lets Robin in without his weapons. And then Azim was a good line. He goes, "The hospitality in this country is as warm as the weather." Very good. Very good. Outside Duncan starts hiking off the moors. He asks Azim, "What name is Azim?" And he's like, "Moorish." Always thought that bit was really good. From above, an unseen woman starts talking to Robin, and she declares she's the maid Marian. But when she steps in the light, we see that she's not a traditionally beautiful woman.
You can see him like wrestling with trying to fancy her.
He goes, "The years have been kind." Was really good. I never understood any of it. What was the whole point of this decoy shit? I never got what this was about. So the woman scoffs at Robin, saying she doesn't need protection. You're just nothing but a spoiled bully. Then he has a fight with a knight, and then it's revealed to be Maid Marian. I was like, what was the point of this?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's also like, oh, who's this clearly feminine assassin that's attacked me?
Yeah.
I
And
wonder
then,
who that could possibly be.
but then later on, when Marian's being grabbed by guards and the sheriff, if she's this great warrior, why the fuck doesn't she fight? Why is
Yeah,
she just going, oh no? She's getting
they've
dragged
just
off.
they've just introduced her so that they can introduce her in like an exciting and fun way and show that she's not just a maid in distress. Yeah, she will be though. She will
Exactly.
be that later when we need her to be. It's also like when he like burns her hand and she screams like a woman. He's like, it's like, so you are a woman and not just a man with a very shapely body.
Yeah. Very, very sexy man.
Hmm.
Then outside the castle, Robin. Go on.
So there's a bit there where she goes, "How do I know you didn't abandon him to save your own skin?" Is that we did do that?
That's absolutely what he did.
That's exactly what he did to your brother. He just left him and ran away.
And actually, that's something I've got to mention earlier. When Peter takes that arrow to the back, he doesn't just collapse and die in the scratch. He gets up and he runs towards all the Turks to fire. Like, hang on a minute, maybe he wasn't mortally wounded.
Oh no, I'm all right.
No, come back, come back. Oh. Yeah, Robin gives Marion that ring and tells her about her brother, and then Robin thinks it'd be safer for Marion to go to London, but she doesn't want to. And then Marion explains that the sheriff has taken most of the lands, but not hers, as she is the king's cousin. Like, okay, that's the connection there. And then Robin says he's come here to protect her, but she doesn't want his help. And all she remembers of him is a spoilt bully who burnt her hair as a child. I've written down asshole. Who
Yeah,
does
that's pretty bad.
that?
That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
I
when
mean,
you
your
break,
own sister. If it's your own sister, it's probably fine, but don't be doing it to somebody else's sister.
yeah, when you break this down, right? All of this shit, especially when you get the reveal from Will Scarlet later, I was like, you are really were a spoiled, horrible shit, weren't you?
Yeah,
Like, you were fucking awful to your dad. You're fucking awful to Maid Marian. You ruined Will Scarlet's life. Like, fuck you. Let Peter die.
there's the bit where she runs away from him here, and she runs like a bloke. She's got a really like heavy run. She's like,
Oh, does she?
doof, 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 doof. Yeah, go back and watch it. Just her doofing along.
Oh, I didn't spot that. You always spot these
She's just,
random little
she's
things.
she's just like, you cannot replace my brother. I was like, I wasn't actually trying to replace him. I was trying to, never mind.
It's fun. It's fun.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah. Marion tells Robin whatever he heard about his father isn't true, so all the devil worshipping shit. And then Azim then summons Robin and shows him with a makeshift telescope that Guy of Gisborne and his men are on the way. And then Robin doesn't understand the physics of a telescope. And then another good line: "How did your uneducated guy ever take control of Jerusalem?" And then I think Robin replies with, "God only knows."
The other thing I noticed here, and I think it's probably the way they've shot it, but there's like lots of like long shots of Marion's castle, which are also mostly ruins. So they've
Oh,
clearly shot them in actual ruins. It's like, yeah, but they're meant to be proper castles. I don't think it's meant to be a fucking ruin at this point. It's meant to have people living in it.
exactly. Proper rooms and shit.
There's also a bit where he says, "Oh, I killed some of the sheriff's men," and she just goes, "Oh dear." It's like,
And
yeah,
but also, this makes no sense. How does Guy of Gisborne and his men know he's going to be at Marion's castle? What?
no,
Why? Why? Oh, are they
no,
just
no.
deducing? Oh, he's going to go to Locksley Castle. Locksley Castle's going to be burnt down, so then he's probably going to go over to the Dubois Castle. But why?
Mm,
I don't understand why.
God only knows.
Yeah,
Plot convenience.
plot convenience. Um, yeah, but luckily there's a big barrel of hay, so they jump into that. They're safe. There's going to be hay everywhere in this film.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
always
they
hay
jumped into a
convincing
barrel of
me.
hay from a wall that is conservatively 8 foot high.
Yes,
They
yes,
would have, they would have been fine just
yeah,
jumping to the floor
yeah, exactly. Um,
or taking the ladder there plenty of time. They weren't coming up that quick. They're on horses. They're not in fucking cars. They'll be there.
there's
It'll take them about 10 minutes. It's fine.
well, yeah, yeah. Pixie's all poking his sword trying to get him, but they're far away. Um, Marion tells him to go and doesn't need protection, then he leaves, but not before spanking her ass. What'd you do that for?
Yeah, because she's given up her reluctance. Yeah, I don't need your help. All right.
Marion then fobs off Guy of Gisborne, and him and his soldiers pursue Robin, Azim, and Duncan. They're making their way to Sherwood Forest, and Duncan tells them they can't go there, it's haunted. And then Robin replies, either we take our chances with a ghost or we become ghosts ourselves, which I always loved. Always thought was a good line. I'm sure you hated that line. I liked
It's a
it.
shit line.
I liked it. It resonated with me. I remember that as a little kid. They ride at the forest, but the sheriff's men don't follow as they fear the ghosts, evil spirits. I'm like, sorry, who's passed out this narrative? Like, did some of the men walk in and hear like, ooh, and then they went in? Or has people just been
That's
like passing out rumors around the villages that
Yeah,
the
it's
walk?
well, it's just a folk story, isn't it? Oh, that place is haunted.
Ah,
Don't go
okay.
there. All right, I won't go there.
Right, fair enough. And the guy Gisborne starts talking a load of shit to Robin, but at one point he refers to him as Robin of the Hood. I was like, hang on a minute, we haven't established he's called Robin of the Hood yet, so I don't know if there's a
Hmm.
continuity error there, or like that scene was meant to be later, or do you know what I mean? Something like
Yeah,
that.
probably.
Yeah. But yeah, he starts talking a lot of shit about his dad, but he doesn't rise to it. So then the three start riding through the forest, and then Robin spots wind chimes, which are supposed to be the ghosts. So he's like, oh, those are your ghosts. And then Azim says, oh,
Right.
right, got it. Clunk, 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 clunk. Oh, ghosts.
Yeah.
But Azim can detect that they're being watched. And then Robin starts crossing the river when he's tripped over by a rope. That's where we get that song from Christian Slater. There was a rich man from Nottingham and wanted across the river. What a dope! He slipped on a rope. Now look at him shiver. Now I remember Christian Slater being really American in this, but he's trying to do an English accent, and he does it better
Yeah.
than Kevin Costner does.
I do. Does he? He's still quite American. Like he's clearly an American doing a British accent because it just sounds wrong.
Well, at least he's trying. Like Kevin Costner just abandons it. Like, fuck it, I'm American. Yeah. Will Scarlett demands him to beg to mercy and pay taxes, but here come the merry men, led by John Little, the best man of the woods. And then John wants Robin's medallion, but Robin refuses, and they agree to fight
He
with it.
refers to it as a gold medallion. It's like, I don't know what you think gold is, but
Yeah,
it's not. It's got bits of gold, but it's mostly lead by the looks of it.
bit of
Also, is he
blue.
the best man of the woods because he's the tallest? Just, I mean, he's not that big. He's got very skinny legs as well, little John.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
doesn't
Didn't
look
like,
like the guy like in Men in Tights looked was bigger.
I love that bit that parodies this in Men in Tights. It's really good. Or am I just remembering it's really good and I watch it now and it's silly? I don't know.
Well, as watching this, I did think if you'd never seen this, Men in Tights would make no sense because Men in Tights isn't mocking every Robin Hood; it's mainly just mocking this one.
It mocks this one, but there is elements of the cartoon in it as well,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
some of the Robin. But
Elephant.
yes, but it is mainly Prince of Thieves. Yep. We then get the revelation that Wolf is John's son, and he tells them that John killed some of the sheriff's men. And there's a funny bit of that. Your father was, yeah, which I thought was
Why
good.
didn't they just chat it out? I don't know why they had to have a big old fight. It kind of feels like you just have a chat and be like, "Yeah, I'm against the sheriff. You against the sheriff? Oh, cool. Let's team up, shall we?" Yeah.
Well, at this point, they don't know they're part of the sheriff. They just think they're people robbing people walking through the forest.
Right, I suppose.
Right. And then John and Robin fight with sticks, and Robin gets his ass handed to him. And then he mouths help to Azim, who doesn't help him. And then eventually tells him to get up and move faster. So then they fight again, throws him in the waterfall. And then eventually Robin pulls him in and he can't swim and he just tells him to stand up. And that's the end of it. He
Why are you
yields.
fighting on a river if you can't swim? That doesn't make any sense.
No, no.
I
Well,
mean,
don't suppose he thought he was going to fall in.
yeah, I suppose. I suppose there's also a bit where he's like, "Oh, John Little, or shall I call you Little John?" It's like, well, yeah, because that's character's name. So yeah, you're gonna have to.
But at no
But
point is he referred to as Little John after he's just called John.
yeah, just call John. Just call
Yeah,
John. Morgan Freeman standing there looking concerned. It's like, well, he's not going to die. We're only 48 minutes into the fucking film.
exactly.
It'd be a shit film with Robin Hood
Uh,
drowned at 48 minutes. And then it's
well,
just Morgan Freeman being racially abused by some forest men for an hour and a half.
it could have done a swerve. It could have been like Psycho, the lead character gets killed off and somebody else has to carry the film.
Yeah, but the lead character is Robin Hood.
Yeah, true, 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 true.
The film
Um,
Psycho wasn't called Marion Crane.
yeah. Wait a minute. At this point, he says, "Do you yield?" He goes, "Give me my medallion back." He goes, "Give me your name first." He goes, "Robin and Loxley." And then you see Will Scarlett's looking angry. And I've written down, "Ooh."
Yeah, see, I'd forgotten the bit that happens later.
Oh, did
Completely
you?
forgotten it. Yeah, completely
Oh,
forgotten
okay.
it. So I just thought it was just indistinct acting on behalf of Christian Slater. He looks annoyed, maybe gassy, not sure.
Ah, so was that?
Aroused.
Oh, that's his name. So what? We was that a genuine surprise when you get the twist later, or do you kind of work it out?
No, I hadn't worked it out because it comes from nowhere and is not necessary.
No, it doesn't really lead to anything.
It
Yeah.
doesn't add anything, and it's. I'll get to my problems with this film
Okay,
later, but
okay, okay. That's fine. That's fine. So night time and the merry men are getting pissed in the woods on Mead, and they're being crude, including that bloke from Only Fools and Horses trying to pull his cock out. I'm like, no, no, stop, 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 stop. This is a family movie.
he's also. You ever watched Toast of London?
No.
Okay, it won't mean anything to you there, but there's a character called Ray Purchase in it. He's his older brother, much older brother, but it won't mean anything to you. But if any listeners out there have ever seen Toast of London, it's Ray Purchase's older brother and the son of the guy from the Vicar of Dibley who's like, no, 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 yes.
Oh, there you go. Lots of English
Mm,
folk in this.
mm.
The merry men don't include Azim, so Robin tells them off, and then Azim says, "Well, it doesn't matter because I can't drink anyway, as Allah forbids it." Like, right, that's the end of that jeopardy. They've now accepted him. Right. John
Yeah,
explains the
then
rule.
then somebody says something to him, and I rewound it like three times. I don't know what he said. There's a lot of lines of dialogue in this. I'm like, what?
Oh,
I
really?
can't
Oh,
rewind it. I'm like, I can't. Couldn't get it.
also,
No,
how did you watch this, by the way? Because I watched this on Sky Cinema.
I watched it on Sky Cinema.
Ah,
Yes,
okay,
I got
cool.
very, very, very lucky because it just so happened to be on Tuesday morning, so I recorded it
Oh, you do
and
know you
did
can
not have to
search.
pay any money for it.
You can just search and download for stuff. You don't have to wait for stuff to be on live to
It was
record
only,
it.
it was only paid. No, this is
Oh,
really boring. This is really boring.
yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. Yeah, so John explains they're all living in the woods as they're outlaws and they have prices on their heads, mainly for not paying taxes to the sheriff. And then Robin tells them that eventually the sheriff's men will find them and they should all fight back. I'm thinking, yes, but this hideout is not very secret. You see later on, you can literally just walk in the woods and they're there. Not very subtle at all. Right. They talk about how the sheriff was raised by a witch. Now, I think at this point we'll discuss this, right?
Hmm.
So they discuss the witch Mortiana. Now, in the extended version,
Yep.
Mortiana is revealed to be the sheriff's mum, which I thought was a
Yes.
fucking great twist. It's very good. So you're made to believe she murdered the real sheriff of Nottingham to be, and then
Yep.
took her own son, put him in his place, because eventually he would marry a royal or blood of a royal, and she would have a pure grandson. This makes complete sense why Mortiana is working with him and looking out for him because it's his mother. In this version we're watching, none of that shit's there. He's just hanging
Well,
around with a
in this,
witch.
well, that kind of makes less sense, more sense. I don't know, because is sheriff a? I don't know this, but is sheriff a kind of a bloodborne title? Like if your dad was sheriff, do you become sheriff? I don't think that's how it works. So how would she know that the baby she murdered was going to be sheriff? Just murdered a baby for no
Unless
reason.
she just worked in Nottingham Castle and the baby was quite noble and she just thought, no, I'll take its place because it's going to get to a position of power or something like that. And also, it's an interesting
Maybe.
choice in this movie why they didn't go with Prince John and they went with the Sheriff of Nottingham. Because the
I
story is
think the
King Richard what
sh
goes off and Prince John
yeah.
just assumes his role and starts being a prick with the Sheriff of Nottingham. This movie just decided, now fuck Prince John, we're just going to do Sheriff of Nottingham.
Which in some ways is better because I think the Sheriff of Nottingham is probably a more iconic character. He's
Yeah.
more known as a character, but at the same time makes less sense because someone who's not a royal, regardless, I think if he had sex with the king's cousin, I don't think that's going to make him king somehow. I don't think that's how it works without properly.
Well,
You're not going to scheme your way into being the king. You might war your way into being the king, but sooner or later, Richard's going to come back with a fucking army and he's going to cut your head off.
yeah. So I don't think legitimately he could do it, but he's just got muscle his way in, war his way, and at the same time, well, I am technically married to royalty. So I think it's
I
something
mean,
like that.
spoilers and all that, but he eventually gets beaten by some forest folk. So I don't think he'd
Yeah,
stand up to an army.
yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, so we get told that he was raised by a witch, although I don't know why the merry men know this, but okay, whatever.
Mm,
Robin says his father was not a devil worshipper. He was a rich man's son, but now he's an outlaw like these men. And then that pisses off Will Scarlet, and John says to pay no attention to it. So yeah, at this point, if you don't know the twist, it's just he's just a miserable bastard who doesn't like Robin for some reason.
mm.
Right. Next morning, Robin talks with Duncan and asks if they still go arms to the poor at Mass, and Duncan confirms they do.
Do you know when he woke up, there's some guy screaming.
Is there?
The guy wakes up and yawns. He goes, ah, ah. It's like, all right, mate, calm down. Fucking hell. I
Things
mean,
you
we've all had a
spot.
bad night's sleep, but Jesus.
I also love the way in this. Robin will ask him, "What day is it, Duncan?" I was like, "The man's blind. How the fuck does he know what day it is? He's got no point of reference. He's been living alone in a castle in Dover in Nottingham for 4 months. Why would he know what day it is?"
Yeah,
Yeah. Right. At the church, we see the bishop praising the sheriff of Nottingham, and he's smiling at Marion, who sat in the audience with Sarah, who is the fake Marion from earlier, which made no sense.
yeah.
Uh, Marion and Sarah are giving out change to beggars, and then a hooded Robin pretending to be a blind beggar comes to speak to Marion. Now, this is one of the few times he does try and talk English, like, "Oh, hello there, madam, some change for a beggar," like that. And then he does it later on. But I'm just like, why does he only do it when he's trying to be incognito? Is what I don't
Yeah,
understand. It's really odd.
very odd.
Surely he would stand out more if he's talking American. I don't know. I don't know. Right. Marion reveals there is a price on Robin's hand of 100 gold pieces, and Robin is disappointed the amount is so small. And then Marion reveals that the sheriff is mounting an army, and every blacksmith around has been making swords and armor, but she doesn't know exactly what he's planning. Well, I imagine, love, he's trying to take the throne. Just a hunch.
He's got loads of armor. Don't know what he needs it for.
Yeah, he's going to sell it to, because metal, there's a lot of money in
Museum?
metal. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Armor museum? Yeah, probably.
yeah. And at this point, Marion tells him to go take a bath. Now, there's an interesting fact, right, about this, because later on in the film, Robin Hood rubs himself with shit, so he smells bad, so
Yeah,
they let him pass through. Apparently, that scene was meant to be earlier, so when she says take a bath, it makes sense because he smells of shit. So this just comes
yeah.
out of nowhere, like, why have you just asked him to take a bath? Like, all right,
Maybe because he's been hanging around in a forest for a few days. You'd smell like shit. He's walked all the
all
way
right,
from Dover.
that's true. It took a week.
They
Yeah,
didn't have Mitchum back then, you know.
all right, fair point. In the bishop's chamber, the bishop is approached by Robin, who recognizes him and welcomes him home. He goes, "Oh, I see the boy. I see you and the man in front of me now." I'm like, "Oh."
Ugh,
Uh,
there's a
uh,
big
yeah,
strong nonce vibes coming off him.
yeah, big time. The sheriff talks to Marion and asks about Robin Hood and tells him that he will have him hanged and also she should come live in his castle for her protection, which he respectfully declines. And then the sheriff gives her a dagger, which is a small token of his undying devotion to her safety. And I've written down, wonder if this will come
Hmm.
back later.
Hmm. I
Hmm.
wonder.
The sheriff fears for King Richard's safe return to England, and Marion assures him that he'll return safely and most likely fuck the sheriff up when he comes back, which doesn't happen. Right. The bishop is talking to Robin and tells him that his father was a devil worshipper, and Robin doesn't believe any of this because he says, "Oh yeah, I asked him 3 times or whatever." I was like, "What is the
It's
bishop's
not.
end game with this? Is he
That's
part
not
of
a
this?"
lot. It's not a lot of times.
Yeah, asked him 3 times. Look, I'm not going to ask you again because it's getting boring. Yeah, and he doesn't believe this and he storms out. And then as Robin goes to leave, the sheriff is standing there, so Robin slashes his face and then cuts a rope to the chandelier, which sends him up to the roof. Now, he hasn't seen what
Quite
the sheriff
convenient.
of Nottingham looks like at this point.
No, that's true. He doesn't know it is the sheriff of Nottingham.
Does he just
Hmm.
assume it is? I
I
don't know.
think. Yeah, must have
Yeah.
done.
And then we get one of the best lines of the film. Loxley, gonna cut your heart out with a spoon. And then Robin just replies back, and so it begins. Like, what? Shit,
Oh,
come back.
what? Spoon cutting. Ah, I see you've played Knifey Spoony before.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's quite convenient timing that he just runs into him as he's coming through. And you're right, I hadn't noticed that. He didn't know who he was.
No, no, unless
Hmm.
the Sheriff of Nottingham existed when Robin was about. He just wasn't as powerful, so we knew who he was. Perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also noticed the way that as he's escaping, the way that he shouts, "Close that gate" is fucking phenomenal. He's like, "Close that gate."
Yeah. Yeah, that
So
is really,
adding
really good.
extra syllables in.
Yeah. He's excellent. And during all that, Robin steals a horse and a bag of food. As he leaves, the gate closes. The sheriff beats the absolute shit out of the guard for letting him go. He turns around and goes, "What are you looking at?" Great.
This is kind of the most sort of swashbuckling Errol Flynn moment that Bittery escapes up through the roof. That's like the kind of
Yeah.
thing that you'd have got in those old 1940s, 1950s movies, wherever they were. You don't really get a lot of that in this film. You get bits of it,
Mm.
but it's like, and I'll come back to sort of kind of what I think about that
All right.
later.
That's cool. That's cool. Robin arrives back at Sherwood Forest and distributes the food, including bread for Duncan. Azim is angry that Robin left without telling him where he went. I was like, why? He really
And he
doesn't want
tries to
you
make
hanging
him.
around with him.
So it's just, I don't need your company or your counsel. It's like, oh fucking hell. He's
Oh, treat this man like shit. John and Will are angry at Robin's actions, and then Robin gives a speech to the merry men and tells them that he's going to lead them regardless. And then back at the castle, Guy of Gisborne asks why I suppose, like, because it's dull, you twit, it'll hurt more. And then,
there's sorry, just to go back to the bit that with Robin, he's making his speech. He's like, if you believe in your heart that you are free, then we can win. It's like, I wouldn't make that promise because chances are, in reality, you'd all die really fucking horribly.
yeah, and they haven't had their montage yet of learning how to
It
fight
was,
or whatever.
this is like, he says, one free man defending his home is more powerful than 10 hired soldiers. Not true. Not true at all. Those soldiers are trained, and you are a man.
Is that at this bit? Because there's a bit later on when he gives a rousing speech as well.
Well, maybe I've skipped over a scene.
That's fine.
Nothing interesting
That's fine.
happened.
That's
We'll
fine.
come
That's
back.
fine. That's fine. We'll get there. We'll get there. So Sheriff wants Robin's head and decides he needs to attack the locals in order to get them to turn Robin in. And then Guy thinks they should give him a name to strike fear in their hearts. And I've written down earlier in the film he called him Robin of the Hood. And now
Mm.
he's saying, "Oh, we should give him a name." So didn't you already give him a name? I don't know. Just thought it was odd. Sheriff wants to stitch his small in his face, understandably. Also, how much would that fucking hurt? No
Oh
anesthetic,
yeah,
just,
yeah.
horrible. The Merry Men's family villages are attacked and burnt down, and then Guy tells them to turn in Robin of the Hood. And the villagers arrive at Sherwood Forest, plenty pissed off. And I've written down again, their hideout really isn't secret, is it? All the villagers just know exactly where to go.
Yep.
Just walk through the woods and found them. Um, Azim tells Robin, if it's fame you seek, Christian, I think you have it. Good line. I liked it. Pretty much everything Morgan Freeman says. Tick. Suddenly now Robin has a bow and a load of arrows. I'm like, at no point have we established he's good with a bow and arrow. We know he's good with a bow and arrow. He's Robin Hood. But at no point has he killed
Yeah.
anyone with a bow and arrow. There's been discussion about him being amazing at archery. Nothing.
You'd have kind of
Nothing.
needed that in the Jerusalem scenes at the
Yeah,
beginning, him shooting a couple of arrows at someone or just something to set it up. So far,
exactly.
he's been good with a knife.
Yeah, yeah. That's all he's done. Oh, and a crossbow. And a crossbow. Will Scarlet is angry. He thinks they should turn in Robin, as now the reward has gone up to 500 gold pieces. And Robin tells them that, well, no, even if you get the money, he'll just hang you all. And as Robin turns round, Will Scarlet pulls out a knife, presumably to stab Robin with or throw at him. Wolf tells him to look out, so then Robin turns round and fires an arrow into Will Scarlet's hand. I've written down, now look, during this time in history,
Yeah,
that hand would go septic, right?
yeah,
It
you'd
would
be
either
dead.
break bones or it would go septic, and you'd need your hand cut off, or like you said, you'd be dead.
Yeah, there's a fair few bits in this with things like that where it's like, I don't think you'd survive that in this time. I think you'd be pretty dead.
Correct. And we see later on, he's absolutely fine. He's got
Yeah,
almost
his
a
hand's
crack in his
fine.
hand, and it's
Yeah,
absolutely
not
fine.
even cut a tendon.
So Robin then gives another rousing speech to everyone that they should fight back and end the war with the sheriff and stop this hiding and take everything back that is theirs. And at this point,
This is the speech I was talking about. I'd forgotten
yeah,
about the
yeah,
last round. There's too many rousing speeches.
yeah, there are. We do get a great montage of them making a treehouse, making weapons, being taught to fight, archery
Where
practice.
did they get all of this metal from?
Yeah, yeah. I assumed the sword they nicked them, but no, I think they made them. That's
Yeah, it
bullshit.
seems unlikely.
Yeah, it would have been a lot
In the
better.
woods.
Yeah, that's true. They need all the metal to melt it down to create the arrows, but I don't know. We get a spectacularly shit CGI arrow being fired from Robin the Tree. I remember even as a kid watching that, going, that looks crap. Yeah, it looks so rubbish. Um, this village they've created looks so cool, and I remember even as a kid being like, "Wow, I'd love to go there." It looks like fucking Go Ape or some shit like that. It just looks so cool.
So, and I was proven right on this observation while I was watching. I was like, so you've built yourselves an Ewok village in the trees.
Yes.
Trees, famously, are made of wood, and wood, famously, burns. And you, humans, famously, can't fly. Why are you going up in the fucking trees? You will not be able to escape if they find you because you'll be stuck in the fucking trees.
Well, I think
They're
the
not
I
just going to stand there, look up you and go, nice, that's stuffed. They're like, oh, I can't do nothing about it. They're up there. Do you know how siege warfare works? You just stand there until people starve and drop out of the trees. It's stupid. It's
yeah,
a
but if they're
stupid
up in
idea,
the
and I won't have it.
trees, they'll have arrows and they can fire down. I think they can see further up if they're in the
Yeah,
trees.
but you
That's
can
the way
just
I
get out
saw
of
it.
range. Just get out of range of those arrows and just
Yeah,
wait.
yeah, because
Sooner or later,
initially,
they're going to die.
yeah, I guess. Well, they kind of had a camp already because you see when Robin and Duncan wake up that first night, they had built like little makeshift houses. But yeah, now they make even bigger ones in tree houses. But I thought
Yeah.
it was cool. That was always my favorite bit when I was a kid. It's like, wow, the tree house is so cool. Right then, what happens? Then we get an ambush in the woods as a coach carrying valuables gets ransacked, and Robin nicks some hot woman's jewelry, and she seems totally okay with this and kind of into him. It's
I
like,
was I was watching that. I was like, is that a young Marion Cotillard? And then I was like, no, it couldn't possibly be. She would be too young. But it really
yeah,
looked like her.
she's very pretty, whoever she was. Right. Churchyard posters of 500 gold pieces being put up for Robin Hood's capture by soldiers, and then Robin arrives with Azim and the merry men, and they tell the soldiers for every harm he inflicts upon these people, he will visit it back tenfold. And this bit's great. The sheriff is getting really fucked off. He's smashing things up. He gets hold of a knife and starts stabbing the table. And then Mortiana goes, "Something vexes thee." It's like, wicked, wicked bit. Really, really funny. Another poster's being put up for 1,000 gold pieces for Robin's capture, and then a nobleman and soldiers are riding through, and then Robin sat in a tree and robs the nobleman of a purse of money around his neck, and he's pleased to know that the sheriff will be informed of this. I'm thinking, right, why do so many people keep going through Sherwood Forest, and then you find out later apparently that's the passageway to London.
Only way to London. It's the only road to London, you twit.
Yeah,
No, you ferret, whatever he calls him.
that's a twit, it's a bit.
No, it's twit later.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Okay. Anyway. The merry men are distributing out gold, money, and jewelry and food to the villagers who are all happy. God bless Robin Hood. And also, God, the accents drive me mad. They all sound like they're from Dorset, right? It's set in Nottingham. Nottingham. Why are they talking like they're West Country?
all right there, my lover.
Yeah,
I'm from Cornwall for some reason, and I've come up here to join Robin Hood and his merry men.
it's exactly
Why?
that.
Because it's the only accent I can do consistently for more than 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
I could have been
Uh,
in this film.
you could have. Uh, the sheriff's advisor is speaking with him and advises that Robin Hood keeps nicking their money and giving it to the poor. They love him for it. That
This
outrages the
guy,
sheriff.
this guy, what is he doing? The performance of this guy. He's like, the poor folks, sire, they love him. Oh, have some of that.
Yeah,
It's like he's trying to wander in from a carry-on film. He's like, oh, Ducky.
yeah. I even thought as a kid this guy's a bit of a lame duck. Like,
He's
what is
just
this guy?
over. He's just overacting so wildly.
But Alan Rickman's response is great. He goes, just a minute. Robin Hood steals money from my pocket, forcing me to hurt the public, and they love him for it. So,
Who are you
that's it.
doing an impression of there? Is it Keir Starmer?
Might have been. And he says, cancel the kitchen scraps for leprous orphans, no more merciful beheadings, and call off Christmas. Fucking brilliant.
Alan Rickman is having the time of his life.
Yeah, as
I
he
was like,
should
I was
be.
as I was watching this, I was like, haven't read the trivia up yet, but I dollars to fucking donuts he ad libbed and or wrote
Oh,
some
yeah.
of this because there's absolutely no way that this was in the script. He's just saying stuff. He's just saying whatever he feels like, whatever he thinks might be funny, and he's right.
But also, as well, if they went with some of those other people who apparently tipped to play the Sheriff of Nottingham, the performance would have been awful. It would have been so
Oh yeah,
bad. It would not have saved this at all. It'd just been like, oh, this is shit. But yeah, he's just famously charismatic. Very, very good. The sheriff is moaned at the treasury is empty, and people keep telling him the only passage through London is through Sherwood Forest, so they keep getting robbed by highwaymen. And then he noticed someone's defaced his statue with a scar, and he takes off that guy's dad, spits on it, trying to clean it. And then there's another good line. He sees like two wenches. It's like, you, my room, 10:30 tonight. And he tells another one, you, 10:45, and bring a friend.
that's you see, it's got to be an ad lib. Bring a
Yeah,
friend, but it's got to be.
gotta be. So good. Another wagon's going through Sherwood Forest with a drunk Friar Tuck singing on it, and it's led by Guy of Gisborne. And his team notes there are 20 men, but Robin tells everyone else there's five and they can't count anyway. So Guy tells Friar to shut up and then spots two merry men who in a flee and hide in really cool hiding spots. But it always bothered me as a kid because like, what if the horses ran over that?
Yeah, I've said that's a really fucking dangerous place to hide because they're right by the horse. They just get trampled. You'd be A, the horse would be fucked, and B, you'd be fucked.
And I assume the actor who went in there, unless there was some sort of trapdoor, those horses do get dangerously close to that. And that weren't
Well, I mean,
CGI,
it'd
they were
be
real horses.
yeah, no, I think it'd be tightly controlled on a film set, but still,
You'd hope so. Um, and then at this point, what happens? Yeah, Guy's soldiers are then ambushed and dragged away, then hidden in those spots as well. And then Robin and Azim take control of the wagon and ride off. And then they open a treasure chest and find it's full of gold. And Robin says they need to find out what purpose it was. Robin approaches the friar asking for alcohol and to join him, but he refuses. Now, this bit always confused me because in the cartoon, the other stories, Friar Tuck's a good guy. Whereas in this, he's like,
mm,
oh, he's hanging around with really shit people. I was like, why is he bad? I don't
he's
get
just like
this.
hammered.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely hammered. Then again, he's about to be robbed. So there's probably another reason why he's like, no, fuck off. You're not taking
Oh yeah,
orders.
as far as he's aware, these are just outlaws. He doesn't know.
Yeah, that's true.
He's coming
That's
from
true.
out of town as well, right? So he's
Yeah.
yeah, he probably doesn't know what's going on until he
Yeah.
finds out what's going on and then joins the good guys.
That's right.
This bit where he goes to Friar Tuck, I always notice that he's taking his bow off. He really fucking struggles. He gets tangled up in his cape. He's
Oh, does he?
like, it's like you could have done another take.
Yeah.
You didn't have to. Uh,
We're famously behind already. No, just carry on. Um, yeah, no, he kicks Robin in the face and he falls off the wagon. I've written down figurative and literally. Robin tries again to make him yield, only to have Tuck attack him again. So this time they make him drag the wagon all the way back to their camp. And then finally he yields and joins the merry men. Good.
oh, do you notice, by the way, that one of the merry men here was played by Jack Ward, who was the Artful Dodger in the old Oliver
Yes,
film?
Jack
Yeah.
Wild.
Jack Wild, that's it, not Jack Ward. Jack Wild.
It was. I kept thinking, why does he look so familiar? And then I looked, yep, it was the original Artful Dodger who died
Hmm.
painfully young. I think it was 53. And I think as well, he
Yeah.
had to have his tongue amputated or some shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
cancer, there's tongue and jaw out.
oh, absolutely awful. Right. And then at Nottingham Castle, more swords are being made with Spanish steel, which is stronger than your average steel, apparently. And then Guy tells the sheriff they were ambushed and the gold was taken, and the soldiers were killed. And then Guy begins to cry, and then the sheriff feigns compassion, but it stabs him for his failure. But he points out at least he didn't use a spoon. Oh, cold, cold.
I never understand this in films where the bad guys kill their own men. It's like, why have you killed your own men?
Just disappointment and fed up with it, frustration.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck it. And it's his cousin as well, which made it even more cold. So back in the two woods, two of the merry men, which is Jack Wild, is one of them, and that guy from Only Fools and Horses, are arguing about to ambush the two people coming through. And it turns out it's Marion and Sarah passing through. And I think, now listen, were they passing through just because they were going for a stroll, or had they gone there to find Robin Hood? Because I don't think they're going there to find Robin Hood. It's not
No,
clear.
not a clue.
Yeah. As the men try to go get their taxis, they are accosted by Marion, and then she discovers they work for Robin Hood, and she demands to see him despite the merry men's protest. And then Marion sees Robin and his bare ass having that bath we spoke about in the water below. And a fun fact, that wasn't Kevin Costner's ass. It wasn't.
As
It
a
was
fun fact, this is cringy as hell. This bit, the fact she is so like, oh my, about a man swimming naked, conservatively, half a mile away.
yeah, yeah. Although we
It's
do see that.
really, really irresistible sexual power of Kevin Costner, the most wooden actor in the history of wooden actors, and it doesn't work here. It works in Waterworld because he's meant to be a grumpy shit in Waterworld, so it works. Here, he just looks like he doesn't have any charisma.
Yeah, and he has a very white, unsuntanned ass.
He would
I'll
have been
say.
wearing shorts. Why has he been wearing shorts?
Yeah, it's England. There's no fucking sun.
Where do you get
Right.
shorts from? They didn't exist.
Yeah. Robin greets Marion and the merry men, and they lie about how the ladies got through. It's like there were 10, 12 of them. It's like, oh, yeah, yeah. And then Robin brings Marion to the camp, and she's impressed. I mean, it does look cool. You got to admit, for all of its nonsensicalness, it does look cool. Really cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah. Robin brings Marion to the archery practice to see if a wolf can fire without the distraction, and he can't, and then Robin can't either. And then
It
right,
feels very dangerous playing this game with people around.
it's
You
not
could just
playing a
accidentally shoot
game.
some. You could accidentally shoot someone with a fucking arrow.
That's true. And
Just
also,
kill someone because you were pissing about.
yeah, oh, oh.
Look, weapon
Also,
safety, don't piss about.
absolutely. In fact, Wolf misses the target on the dummy's chest, but he gets it in the neck. I was like, surely shooting someone in the neck is better. Die quicker.
Definitely going to kill the fucker. Um,
Yeah,
also, I like the way that he's flirting with her by way of firing his shaft into something.
yeah, that's true,
Uh,
lad. Friar Tuck is showing people how to make beer. All right. Robin then shows Marion all the treasure they have, which points out is blood money. So all of this is stuff that they're using to bribe the noblemen to turn
yeah,
against the king. So all of this is coming out of the sheriff's pocket to bribe everyone.
this film has too much plot.
That's funny enough, not enough.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. But then Robin and his merry men have intercepted it and they're sharing it back with the villagers, which is the good thing to do. But then
Hmm.
Marion donates that dagger that the sheriff gave, and I wrote down, I wonder
Hmm.
if this will come back.
Hmm.
Also, assuming the bit with the dagger doesn't happen right at the end, what the fuck is he going to what was he going to do with the dagger? He's not going to go down to the pawn shop and sell it. Like, what are you going to do with a dagger?
Melt it down.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Could do that.
Turn it into a better dagger. Hmm.
Yeah. Robin shows Marion a really cool rope swing to get down. And I've written down, man, I want to go to this camp.
Just go to Go Ape. It's the same shit.
I love Go
You
Ape.
just dress up as Robin Hood and go to Go Ape like a prick.
Maybe I will.
And
Robin
then the police get called because the nonce is running around in green tights.
with a bow and arrow. Uh, Robin
Uh,
invites Marion and Sarah to stay for dinner at the camp, which looks like jolly old fun. And a bit I found spectacularly racist as a kid. A little girl asks Azim if God painted him.
I mean, I found it incredibly racist now.
Yeah, yeah, it's a weird scene, and he goes for certain because Anna likes wondrous variety. Now,
Hmm.
in the extended version, after this, the little girl sort of
He,
smiles and walks.
he
Yeah, while
punk
I'm
slaps the little girl.
no, after this, the little girl smiles and leaves, and Friar Tuck is standing there, and he looks really angry. And then Friar Tuck says to him, "You shouldn't be teaching our children your evil ways," or something like that. So that sets up later on why Friar
Yeah,
Tuck doesn't really trust Azim. So I'm like, why don't you just leave that in? I would have left
yeah.
that scene in. But there you
I thought you were saying she was going to go and paint herself half black like Rowdy Roddy
go.
Piper.
Yeah,
Wondrous variety.
God painted me too. Um, Marion and Robin are talking, and Robin tells her about how his father took comfort in seeing a peasant woman once his mother died, and he never forgave him for it. And the last words they spoke in anger, and he says a 12-year-old boy never forgave him, and that's why I've written down. So hang on, are we supposed to believe he's 18 then?
Yeah, I think you've read that too literally.
Okay, fine, fine, fine.
18.
Uh, that would so be stupid. It's a bit like in Big Fish when Ewan McGregor's supposed to be 18. He's like, nah, mate, nah.
35 a day, son.
Yeah, yeah. Marion asks Robin if he's capable of love and calls him Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. And I've written down, that's the name of the film.
She said it. She said the name of the film.
John's wife Fanny has gone into labour. At no point have we established she's pregnant. No
No,
point.
no, I just thought she was overweight.
Yeah, turns out she was pregnant. Azim tells her the baby is not turned and it cannot be born
How
without
does he
help.
fucking know? And he says it's with horses, but come on, man.
Yeah,
And also, this is medieval times. she'd be dead. Like if
Yeah,
they had to deliver her by cesarean section without modern medical techniques, she'd be fucking dead because she'd
yeah.
bleed to death. And the baby probably also dead.
Exactly. Are written down without any anesthetic, any sterilisation, any sort of equipment. Azim carries out the procedure with a knife, needle and thread, and some water as she's biting down on a stick. I was like, no,
And Maid Marian helps out, and then everybody just wanders off like,
yeah, the trauma alone of having your stomach cut open, that you'd go into shock and you would fucking die. Like it's
yeah, yeah,
bullshit.
yeah, no, yeah, no. Absolutely not. And then the baby would probably die, especially if then the dad takes the baby and runs off into the forest with it like a lunatic.
And the baby
Also,
looks like it's about 6 months old.
it's actual fucking baby, and you're
Yeah,
running around a forest with it. It's like, don't be doing that. Oh, my baby's 9 months and we'll be fucking running around a forest with her.
no, exactly. My son.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's Middle Ages, but dead in a week anyway, regardless.
well,
It's living
exactly.
in the fucking forest.
Because they're just setting up that this Moore is so mysterious, but he's so good and he's so knowledgeable and he knows this, that, and the other. We should trust him. And all that. I was like, come on, come on. He doesn't know everything.
Mm.
At this point, Fry Tuck makes peace with Azim. And again, that extended scene would have made more sense. And then he said,
Well,
oh,
I mean,
let's,
it would still have been a quick turnaround in about 3 minutes. So I didn't really fucking need
yeah,
it.
fair enough. And he goes, oh, let's celebrate with a drink. He goes, oh, Allah forbids. He goes, okay, fine. You talk and I'll drink. That's good.
Yeah. I like
Uh,
Michael McShane in this. I
yeah, yeah,
always did.
he's
As a
good.
kid, I liked him.
Yeah, fun character. Marion is dancing, and then Will Scarlet suddenly comes back into the film to ask for a dance, and that cop blocker Robin jumps in and says she is spoken for, which mighty pisses off Will. I'm thinking, well, yeah, he doesn't know that's Maid Marian. He thinks, oh, that's some nice girl. I'll ask her to dance. And yeah, Robin jumps in. He's like, oh, you're just giving him more and more reason to fucking hate you, aren't you? Next morning, Marion and Robin walk to the shore and see a boat approaching. And Robin asks for two favors: to take Duncan with her as he fears for his health, and the other is to
Because he's
write.
pissed off with a whittering old fool.
He does like he said, I'm fed up with his belly aching. And then he said the other favour is to write to King Richard about the sheriff and what he's doing. And Robin asks her to do it for a king, but she says, no, I'll do it for you. And then they kiss. Oh, oh. Yeah, you hear that in the background. Yeah. Robin watches Marion sail away with Duncan. He goes, he fancies you, my lady. I may be blind, but there are some things I can still see.
Fancies you. Ooh.
He wants to shag you, you know. Yeah, this is the gross bit.
I
So
can see his boner even from here,
some things I can still see.
poking me right in the eyes.
Oh, gets a Multiana's chamber with the sheriff, and the sheriff is panicked that Robin Hood has stolen all of the treasure. The sheriff was going to pay the barons for their allegiance, and now they're coming to collect. And he asks Multiana if they're forward. This bit is absolutely disgusting. I hated it when I was a kid. I fucking hate it now. She
Mm.
cuts her arm, bleeds her face, and she spits into it. It's actual spit. It's not even working spit. It's shoot spit that goes in there with the blood, and then she starts scratching it with her fingernail. Like, oh no, no, I'm gonna be sick. This is so bad.
It's pretty fucking bad. And
Oh.
all of that just to say, like, oh, you should hire some Celts. It's like, hired thugs. Brilliant. So it's not brilliant. It's pretty fucking route one. Hire some thugs.
Yeah,
That's not
why?
brilliant. How can you work that out yourself, you silly bollocks?
Now, I forgot about this bit. I assumed the ambush on the forest was just all of the sheriff's men. I didn't realize he hired all the Celts. Oh, and in the extended version, there's a scene where he's talking to them and he's hired them and all that sort of stuff. It's
Mm.
probably unnecessary. Mortiana tells him to put thine own issue on the throne with an ally of royal blood. But who? And then,
Who should I knock up?
yeah, who is related to royalty around here? The only person who is related to royalty around here. Marion writes a letter to King Richard, gives it to the bishop to deliver it by her most trusted emissary, but Marion insists that Sarah should travel with them, and in the woods that person wallops her with a log. Now, I always watch these films twice for our podcast, right? First time, I assume she died from that. Then later on, you see her. I was like, ah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
No, she
yeah.
doesn't die. She doesn't die.
I mean, it would
Marion,
have been neat to just to kill her, but hey, what do I know?
well, yeah, surely that's tying up
Why don't you
loose
just kill her?
ends, right? Yeah, just kill
Yeah.
her, bury her in the
When
wood or
in
whatever.
when in doubt, ka-dunk.
Because even when you do see her later, you don't see her later after that. It's not like you see her at the wedding at the end or anything like that. Oh, sorry, spoiler.
No, yeah, okay,
Mm. She might be in the background. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah. Marion's working on some tapestry. Presumably that's what we saw the credits going across. When she hears noises and a cat jump scare. Oh, come on. Really? Marion is then accosted by a soldier. He goes, I've never seen the breasts of a noble woman. Like, fuck's this is a family film.
The PG.
Who was the bloke? Was it James Friedman or whatever, the BBFC bloke from way back in
I
the day?
don't
Yeah,
remember.
what James Friedkin or whatever. But apparently, one of his biggest regret was making this a PG. Like in
Yeah,
hindsight, he was like, this should have been a 15. Like, yeah, it should have. But yeah. Yeah, she manages to throw sand in that guy's eyes and stab him with a hog roast spit. But then more soldiers arrive and tell Marion someone wants a word with her and drag her off, presumably to Nottingham Castle. I'm like, no, look, you established earlier she can fight. Why isn't she trying to fight any of these dudes?
yeah. No. Well, because there's lots of them, but still.
Yeah.
And she did kill that one guy.
Did she kill him or she just stab him?
Well, I should have stabbed him. But in this day and age, as we've said,
Yeah, that's true.
one stab, you're probably dead.
That's right. Spears jokes. Duncan hears the commotion and makes his way to a horse who presumably goes the way to Sherwood Forest. And by Jove, he does.
It's just a fucking horse. The horse just like wanders off.
He was like, "You need to be my eyes, old friend." The horse just takes him to Sherwood Forest. So
And you
stupid.
see the shadows of the sheriff's men like,
Oh, yeah, those
oh, the
pesky
fucking
sheriff.
party patrol.
It's always fucking fault. If he just stayed there, none of that would have happened. Um, he arrives back at Sherwood. A warning arrow is fired. They say it's Duncan. Duncan explained Sheriff of Nottingham's men attacked the castle and took Marion. And then they see in the distance there was an enormous army made up of Celts and the sheriff, and they've arrived to fuck shit up, and they've got catapults and everything.
And then Duncan just immediately dies. Like, I had it in my head as a kid. I remembered this, that he had a load of arrows sticking out of his back.
Oh, yeah,
But
that
he
rings a bell.
doesn't. But he doesn't. In my mind, in my memory, this kind of Mandela effect stuff. I
Yeah,
remember when he gets off that horse, he's got a load of arrows in his back because they chased him and shot him as he was going.
yeah, yeah.
But no, he just dies. He just kind of goes, ugh.
Yeah, because also when he got on that horse, he had to have the shit kicked out. He just heard everything that
Yeah,
was going on and just thought, right, I need to get out of there. And that was
yeah.
it. So yeah, what you're saying
At
makes more
what
sense,
point did
actually.
they kick the shit out of him? Because he's all bloodied up by the time he gets there, and
That's
he still
right.
doesn't look bad enough to just keel over dead. Although I mean, he's been through a lot, poor bastard.
Yeah, maybe that. But yeah, no, I get what you mean. Yeah, the sheriff demands prisoners. Why? Why the prisoners? Just murder
Murder.
everyone. But okay.
Yeah,
Robin takes out a few enemies of arrows, so the rest of the merry men are making their way up the treetops, and all of this is a great battle. It's really, really
it's
good.
a great battle. I would say that the Celts look like they got their costumes from a fancy dress shop.
I mean, maybe they did. So I ran out of budget by this point, so I had to go to the cut price store. Just as it seems the merry men have succeeded, they see the sheriff's soldiers have got flamed arrows and then the flaming catapults. Like,
Yeah, they
oh, that's
didn't
good.
see this. Didn't see this coming, did they? You know, building their house in fucking woods.
Well, they're outlaws. Where are they supposed to build
Burn
their
them out.
houses?
I don't know, in the lake. Can't burn a lake.
Yeah,
Saying could have been the
uh,
watermen,
that's true.
water
Uh,
boys.
Water boys. Friar Tuck leads the children to safety. Will Scarlet is captured. Then Robin starts throwing the golds and riches. And I was like, is he doing that so the Celts will pick it up, or is he
Yeah.
literally just giving it back?
No, he gives. I don't have it. I don't want to
I'm
die.
sorry, Sheriff. I'm sorry. Yeah,
I mean, he ran away and left people to die earlier, so who knows?
that's true. John tries to reach Fanny and the baby, but the drawbridge is on fire. And then
This
Robin makes
woman
his
just
way.
had a cesarean section. She is running. She wouldn't be fucking walking.
No, let alone swinging on a rope. Yeah, I've written that down as well.
Yeah, she swings, her guts just drop out.
Yeah.
Oh no! And she
Sorry.
drops the baby. It's a fucking. I did think for
Oh,
a minute, and I'd forgotten this scene. I was like, yeah, it does feel like they might be about to kill a woman and a baby. This
I
film's
mean,
been pretty fucking gnarly up to
yeah,
this point. I wouldn't put
exactly.
it past them.
No, no. And maybe they should have to add a bit more, like, oh, fuck to it. But yeah,
No, I don't think so.
no. Wolf is then captured by the soldiers, and as Robin tries to swing over to John and Fanny, the rope is on fire and he falls into the mist below and his medallion falls off.
I
It's like,
know.
maybe he's dead, maybe he isn't. The bishop brings bread to Marion and she prays in church and met by the sheriff. And he explains that she's not being kept prisoner. She's here of her own protection because she's been consorting with outlaws. And he shows the letter that she wrote Richard. Like, oh, you bastard, bishop, you bastard. Fucking grass. He admits that he did it as she thought she was being led astray. Yeah, the sheriff shows the captured merry men and he's going to hang them, but he said he'll pardon the families of the merry men and Sarah. Then you see her being led back into the castle. Why?
I love the way when the sheriff and Marion are standing there, the bishop's head just appears between their shoulders.
Yeah,
It's like, oh,
yeah. And he says to her, search your soul. And I was like, when you find me there, you'll search no more. Stop shoehorning in lines for the song.
a song that, by the way, was written in 45 minutes.
Really?
And it shows. Anyway,
Well, still at number one for 16 weeks. Yeah. So the bishop says they should have a union with the House of Nottingham and it'll heal the wounds of the land. But she says only Robin can do this. And then he shows her the medallion, including
The melons from Jerusalem.
yeah. Oh, do you think he's alive now? Right, start again. The sheriff shows her the medallions indicating that Robin is dead. And I've written down, who fetched that exactly? Did the sheriff go in and get it? Did the
Yeah,
men?
what happens here doesn't make any sense. A
No.
lot of this doesn't make any sense, especially what happens next. There's bits I'm like, make no sense.
Is that the bit when he starts talking to the children and he says,
It's had a
we,
terribly sad childhood. I'll tell you about it sometime.
yeah, he said, I never knew my parents. I was like, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
But also, he says, the sheriff marrying Marion,
Yeah.
that will strengthen their bonding and they allow these children to grow up as allies and we can't allow them to grow up as his enemies. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But
What do you
but
mean?
okay, what he means is you marry me or I'll kill these kids.
Ah, got it.
So then when she says, I have no choice, like, yep, explain it for the people that haven't understood. Like Stew.
Thank you. We see Azim and John are searching around the woods amongst the dead, and then we see Robin emerges from the mist completely unharmed. Like, where the fuck
Where's
has he
that? Where's
been?
that? And where's that backlight coming from?
Yeah,
What is that?
I don't know. Um, at the castle, all the captured are being tortured. The sheriff believes Robin may still be alive, so he comes to speak to them and says, "Look, if you disclose where Robin is, or you'll be hanged." And then Will makes a deal with the sheriff that he can get close to Robin and lead him to the sheriff. And the sheriff tells him that if he fails, he will personally remove his lying tongue.
This is the thing as well.
Which,
He's
go,
gone.
no, no,
No, go, you go.
he says I'm going to remove a lying tongue, and there's a scene in the extended version when he has removed someone's lying tongue, which doesn't make sense
Yes.
later. That's what you were getting at, but we'll get to
Yeah,
it
it
later.
was. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Why is the sheriff asking Will if Robin is alive? Because he captured Will, so Will wouldn't know if Robin was alive
that's true.
because he captured them. Why is this doesn't make sense? Why is
And
he asking them if Robin is still alive? He thinks Robin is dead. He has more up-to-date information than they do.
unless he's asking Will, did you see Robin get killed? Like, do I know for
Maybe, but that's
certain he's
not
dead?
what he's. Yeah, it's not what he's asking. Anyway, because there's a bit in a second that doesn't make any sense either. When we cut back to Sherwood, and Azim says to Robin, "You were a credit to your." No, Robin says to Azim, "You were a credit to your countrymen today." It's like, wait, this all happened on the same fucking day. Is it
Apparently
still the
so.
same day?
Yeah, the timeline of this movie is very, very odd.
Ooh, yeah,
Because you see as well, the scar the sheriff has got is healed up nicely. So I'm thinking, so this has all been taking place over weeks and months, all this, but not this. This is taking place
no, this one
overnight.
day. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What is it? Yeah, the hanging gallows are being assembled, and the merry men are burying the dead, including Duncan. And Robin believes he caused all this. You did, and as
You
he
did.
assures him that he did the right, he did right by all these people. He said there are no
He didn't.
perfect men in this world, only perfect intentions. Like, not sure that's true, is he?
Yeah, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions,
Yeah, I'm
as
sure
the
Hitler thought
proverb
he had good
goes.
intentions, but yeah, no, no,
Maybe I wouldn't. I mean, probably not.
no. Will Scarlet then arrives, but John starts hitting him, calling him a traitor. It's like, no, hang on a minute. At what point do they think he's a traitor? Or do they just deduce, oh, look, he's back because he's sold him out
Yeah,
type thing?
probably. And he's
Yeah,
a moody bollocks.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
if someone was going to do it, it's probably him.
yeah. And then he's got scars all over his chest, which seems to shock them. I was like, well, of course he's got scars over his chest. He's been captured and taken to the dungeon of the castle. Of course he's going to have scars all over his chest. Will then tells them that the men will be hanged in the square at high noon tomorrow, including Wolf, and it's part of the wedding to Marion. And then Tuck and John realise by taking a bride of royal blood, he'll be able to take the throne with Richard gone. I was like, again,
No, he
not
wouldn't.
sure, not
No, that's not
legitimately.
how it
No,
works. No,
no. Robin isn't stupid. He knows Will's here to kill Robin, and he says, "Look, I never trusted you, but I want to know: are you going to finish what you started, or will you turn and run like the spoiled little rich boy I always took you for?" And then he says, "At this point, look, why do you hate me so much? What did I ever do to you?" And then he reveals they are brothers. So
makes no sense.
that woman that Lord Loxley was shagging was his mum, a peasant woman. He was born out of wedlock, and Robin's jealousy and all that drove them apart, and he never had a father to look up to, apparently.
Didn't need this. Irrelevant. Doesn't add anything. Doesn't come back again. Makes no difference. Like, what is the point of this? What is the point of this?
Explains the distrust between Robin and Will. I think that's it.
It's just giving a fucking character something to do because you've got too many goddamn characters in this film. Like,
Yeah,
there's so many characters. I just get rid of one. You don't need Will Scarlet. Just because there is a Will Scarlet, you don't need him. Which doesn't need to have a fucking plot. No, I hated this. I'd forgotten about it, and when it happened, I was like, "Oh, this is so fucking stupid." Although it does explain why they both have the same accent.
exactly. And same sort of haircut. I had no problem with this. But
This-
despite all this, Will finds himself believing in Robin and wants him to fight with the Merry. men, and Robin promises
Came
as well.
around quick. Makes the
Yeah, it's like,
sheriff look like a fucking idiot.
yeah, but, and also the sheriff seems to forget about it because I only goes, "Oh yeah, it's you." That, do you not remember sending him off on a mission? Um, yeah, the remaining merry men agree to stand by each other and finish the war, and then Azim shows Tuck explosives that can be made. Like, another skill.
Where did he get the makings of gunpowder from? Where did he get that from?
From the
Just the
Moors.
woods.
Yeah,
Yeah, wait, no, the Misty Moors.
yeah.
No, I don't, not a clue. Where do they just dig for it? It's like, oh yeah, gunpowder.
There you go. Robin shows a plan how they infiltrate the castle and rescue the men, and then Fanny wants to be part of this mission for some reason, and Robin agrees. He was like, "Why? Why would you let her be
She's
part of
again,
this?"
she's just had a cesarean section. Also, 8 children that are alive in this day. You're fucking lucky that 8 of them are still bloody alive. Statistically speaking, half of them at least would have been dead. Also, your mother is inexplicably alive, despite the fact you're clearly in your 40s, and your life expectancy at this age would probably be around about then.
And also, if it was a newborn and there wasn't formula back then, how was that baby supposed to be fed? Please explain.
By a wet nurse.
Ugh. That's gross, isn't it? It's fucking gross.
Or a
Right,
cow.
for a cow, yeah. Next day, the merry men are subtly getting into the grounds, and I did like this bit how they sneak in Azim.
Sully. No, yeah, sure. Yeah,
Uh,
sure. No one's going to notice Little John climbing up a fucking wall.
yeah,
What's that man doing? Their entire plan is predicated on people not looking up.
yeah.
No
Or
one's going to look up. Up.
no, or people dressed as Celts. Well, don't speak to them, they're a Celt.
Also, no blades, no bowls. You leave your weapons here. It's a fucking festival. What are you doing?
No glass, no gazebos.
Yeah. No outside drink, no outside food.
Then we get that bit, yeah, when Robin rubs horse shit all over himself in his blind beggar disguise and does another attempt at an English accent. And again, I've written this would have made much more sense earlier. To have
Yeah,
it
also
now,
could have just walked past them. They weren't really checking. He actually went up to them. Just not bothered.
yeah, hello.
Also, they don't know what he looks like. Photos don't exist unless you've seen someone in person. You don't know what they look like. You can't be on the lookout for someone. Look out for Robin Hood. Or I don't know what the fuck he looks like. He's just some guy.
He's carrying a bow and arrow. Was that bloke carrying a bow and arrow? No, probably weren't in there.
Was he American? Yeah, it was him.
Oh, that's him.
It's the
That's him.
American chap.
So Tuck and Azim are able to place a barrel by the hanging gallows, but are shooed away by a soldier. And then Fanny suddenly drops swords blow, which two merry men collect. And then John throws a soldier off the castle. Like, I think someone's going to notice that or see a dead body, like if the guy survives or doesn't survive.
Again, no
But
one's just looking up.
no, no one's looking up. A boy tries to pickpocket Will Scarlet, but gets caught. It's like there's nothing there but trouble, boy. That comes to nothing.
No,
Marion,
exactly. Pointless.
what is? Marion and the sheriff appear at the top of the castle to address the crowd below. Marion's wearing Robin's medallion, which the sheriff finds inappropriate, but not as inappropriate as his wedding present. And then the merry men are brought out to be hung, and then Wolf sees Will Scarlet in the crowd and exposes him. And at this point, the sheriff orders Will to be strung up with the others. But alas, no more room.
Will's a terrible liar. He's like the sheriff's like, "Did you see a body?" He's like, no. And so,
Saw, saw a grave.
Also, it's good that we got Wolf there as part of the people being hanged, because otherwise it's just a bunch of extras, and who gives a shit?
Yeah, yeah. I
But
always
there is,
thought it was dark. Will being a wolf being hung as well. Sorry, what are you going to say?
but there is that one guy that's like, he's just a kid. She just slaps and goes, "Oh bastard!"
Yeah. And then there's Wolf goes, "You're all right.
Yeah, it's
It's about to be
hilarious.
hung."
All right, mate.
Yeah. And no, there's no more rooms. And Will goes, "I'll have to respectfully decline. There appears there is no more room." And the executioner ties it to a barrel and goes, "There's always room for one more." And all this spit goes in his hair. Oh! Always made me feel sick when I was a kid as well. Don't like spit. Right. Robin gets into place as Wolf is the first to be hanged. Now, whenever that's on TV, that bit's always cut to shit. You never actually see it be like that. But
Well,
so
it's
this
a kid. Yeah.
yeah, but this is the uncut one. I was like, oh man, this is so bleak that he's being hung like that. And he fires two arrows into the rope and it frees Wolf. And then everyone looks around. Robin sees him and goes, Loxley, goes, Robin! And then Azim has placed another barrel because that's what he shoots and it
Yeah.
blows up. I don't
Yeah.
remember he put a second barrel down.
No, I don't think you see it. Yeah, no. Well, no, he shoots the cart that had all of the barrels on
That's
first.
what it was. That's what it is.
Then
Yeah.
he shoots another one, or maybe it's after Will's been released. I don't really
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, okay. He shoots the cart. That's what makes more sense. Yeah. Fighting breaks out, but Sheriff orders the troops in, and then Sheriff orders the executioner to hang the rest of them. But then Wolf and the Friar are trying to stop them by pulling up their legs. And the executioner goes to cut off Will's head, and then we get that absolutely wicked bit where Robin pulls the arrow out of the flame and he fires and it goes into his head. Like, cool.
To be fair to the man, he was just doing his job.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just like
just professional.
just like
Just
people
out
on
of
the
the
Death
office.
Star who died. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, get
No,
an arrow shot in your head.
no, he's dead
It's not
now.
right. It's not right. It's not right, mate. It's not right.
It's not. John charges the gallows, breaking it and saving all the hangmen. It's like those
He's
gallows weren't
not
very
that.
strong.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not that big.
yeah,
He's an average sized man.
yeah, yeah. Wolf is reunited with John, and then one of the noblemen goes, "My Lord Sheriff, this is your idea of control." He goes, like, "Shut up, you
Shut up, you
twit!"
twit.
Really good. Sheriff grabs Marion and forces her away. Robin runs after her, and then during all this crap, Azim's got time to give a rousing speech to everyone. Like, shut up, man.
And first he says, if you were to be free men, you must fight. It's like, well, you're still peasants, so you won't be
Yeah,
free. That's not how this system works. When King John comes back, he's not going to be like, you're all free now. No, sorry,
no,
you're all free now. No,
yeah, no, none of that. But they all agree to fight. They fight with Robin Hood. And we get another great battle, which is good. Sheriff orders the gate closed and bring the bishop to the chapel, and then the merry men move the catapult to the side of the wall. As Zeke and Robin climb on top of it, he goes, "Is she worth it? Worth dying for?" And then Will fires the catapult. They make it over and they land on some hay, which was convenient, wasn't it?
not
Now,
just dead, dead on the floor. Right, three things. One, is she worth dying for? Who knows? Two, that wouldn't work at all. The bit where they're going up, it looks suspiciously like to me like footage of them falling that had just been reversed.
correct. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. It looks like it because otherwise that trajectory makes not a fucking bit of sense.
No. And what was the third point you were going to say?
Fuck me, he cleared it. It's like right.
That is the uncut version because for years to get the PG, they had to say "Fly Me." He made it, and I remember someone telling me, "Oh, the uncut one is fuck me." He's made. I was like, "No, it isn't. Shut up." And then when I watched it on Sky the other day, because now it's been upgraded to a 12, they can put it
Yeah,
back in. It's like, oh, that makes more sense because "Fly Me" sounds rubbish.
he ad libbed that line apparently, which is weird because it is anachronistic. Also, that's the last you see of Will Scarlet. He's gone. That's it. He's done.
Nope, nope. He's at the wedding right at the end.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
No, he
In
doesn't do
terms of the
anything of
action,
consequence
he
now.
now
Yeah,
does nothing else. Which for he's meant to be his brother. You'd think if you were doing it today, he'd have more of a say in the fight. He'd be with them in the final battle because he's meant to be, and actually he'd probably have Little John doing a little bit more as well. But they'll just run
hmm.
off now.
Yeah. They don't do anything. Robin
The
claims
castle also has very few guards.
very well. Most have been killed by Robin Hood. Robin claims a sword from a dead soldier, and him and Zim run inside as the villagers force open the gate. And then Mortiana sees all this from above, and then Sheriff and Marion enter, and then she's scared shitless of them naturally. Bishop arrives, the sheriff orders that they be married by him, and then Mortiana says that they're doomed, and then Marion doesn't want to marry her, so she spits at him and she slaps him in the face. She goes, "That's my
That's
wife,
my
bro."
wife. That's my wife, Crone.
It's a great line. But this bit's proper gross. Mortiana fills her stomach as she is ripe. She would give us a son. You must take her now. I was like, this is a family film. This is a family film. And we're going to have rape in this now. It's like, no. I remember watching
That's
this
the
as a
love
kid
thing
going,
is, it's
what's
like an
going on?
8-year-old. Yes, an 8-year-old like, huh, fair enough.
But I didn't understand what was happening as a kid. I was like, why is he on top of her? What's he doing? Are they playing?
Oh, I did, Stu. I did. I was, I was a worldly 8-year-old.
Yeah, he was. But the sheriff refuses to do this until they are properly married. He goes, for once in my life, can I please have something pure? Stop interfering. Really good. Um, then I've written down good value, Sheriff. And then Mortiana barricades the door and orders the bishop to marry him. Robin's fighting his way closer, grabs that advisor from earlier, who doesn't now have his tongue cut out. So in the extended version,
Yeah.
that would make no sense.
He's always up there. Oh, ducky. Oh, some of us do have them.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
That's the last we see of him. And then why Robin didn't just kill him either, I don't know.
Oh, he
Matt,
hadn't done anything. He was just a weirdo.
just a weirdo, yeah.
Can't kill
Mar
people for being weird, Stu.
You can't, unfortunately. Robin and Zim can't get the door open, so they try using the statue, which doesn't work. Zim goes, damn English oak. What was good.
Also, then picks up the head of the statue when it's broken off, and it's clearly styrofoam.
So tacky. Bishops begins the wedding rituals and he asks Mary if he takes the sheriff and he covers her mouth and goes, yes, of course she does. It's like, no, it
That's
doesn't feel like
very,
that.
very modern wedding bells. Pretty sure they'd have been in Latin.
That's true. That's true. Robin says he'll try another way. He runs up another flight of stairs as Zing tries to break open the door. The sheriff is on top of Marion trying to rape her, which again, what the fuck? Because I can't do that for all that racket going on. Mortiana leaves the room, and then Robin's at the top of the castle, grabs a flag, and then Mortiana rushes
Die
at
Hard's
Zeke
it.
with the speed. Yeah, diehards it. Oh yeah, that's in a second. Mortiana rushes at Azim with a spear, stabs him in the leg, but then she's scared because he's a painted man. I was like, you knew it
You,
was him. That's his
yeah.
accomplice.
Also, again, Azim probably would have died from an infection from that wound.
Yep, yep. Completely stabbed in the leg with that spear. Mortiana feigns begging for mercy. She tries to grab the spear again. Azim throws her across the room, which looks awesome. And then
He
she
does it a
charges out,
couple
but
of times to her.
yeah, love it. And he proper impales her with that spear when she comes in, and then she runs off with it still inside
She
her.
just wanders off. She's like, oh no.
Ah! Bishop then pronounces them man and wife, and Azim resumes trying to break the door down. And there's a horrible shot, which I think is in this version, when like Sheriff spreads her legs apart. Oh! So I think they put that
Mm.
in for the 12 version. And then at this point, Robin swings on the flag and smashes through the window. And I die hard. He's like, "Do you mind, Moxley? Moxley, Loxley, we've just been married."
Moxley.
John
John Moxley
Moxley.
crashing through. Oh God.
The sheriff shows Robin a sword that belonged to his Robin's father. So hang on, at no
Why has he
point
got that with him?
Yeah, at no point has he killed anyone with that sword, and he's been going on about the Spanish steel sword. So why does he care
Yeah.
about Robin's father's sword? I don't know.
Since when has he had it? I mean, when he killed Robin's father, it wasn't like, aha, I'm killing Robin's father. He didn't fucking care who Robin was at that point.
No,
Why would he have
exactly.
kept it? Doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
no, it doesn't. He vows to kill Robin with it and send him to meet his father, and it will give them a scar. Oh yeah, then he gives him a scar on his chin. He goes, "Now we're even." And they begin fighting, which again is a really good fight. He cuts some of his hair off. He goes, "I will take you a piece of a time." He goes, "I'll do the only taking around here." Oh, stop
Ugh.
it. This bit really confused the hell out of me as a kid, and it still does. The bishop is nicking a load of gold and silver and jewels and riches, and Friar Tuck enters and says, "Oh yeah, you made innocent men, sign confessions and all that." And then he pushes him out the window with all that money and murders the bishop. I'm like, hang on a minute, you would go to hell for doing that. You've just
This was
said,
always one of my favorite bits when I was a kid. This bit, I loved this bit.
did you?
I was waiting for this bit in the film because it's fucking great. Just the way he's like, oh, and don't forget your 30 pieces of silver to pay the devil on your way to hell. It's like,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, it is good. It is good, but it doesn't make any sense. Like you've just committed murder, so
Yeah,
or holy war murder. I don't know, whatever. Yeah,
yeah. Lots of people are killing each other in the name of God.
true. But yeah, that bit is really
That
cool.
was my favorite bit when I was a kid. It really was.
And also, when you see the shot of the bishop, there's fucking blood everywhere. It's like,
It's
oh, he exploded
pretty,
when he hit the ground.
pretty sweet.
It was.
I like a good defenestration.
Yeah. Robin and Sheriff continue to fight, but Robin's sword is broken and he's stuck in a corner. The Sheriff takes way too long to stab him with a sword. And at this point,
Yeah,
Robin remembers he's got that dagger in his boot and he stabs him in the heart.
he also gets distracted by Marion. Because to be fair, the sheriff had him beat one on one.
Yeah,
He'd
he did.
beaten him. He had him beat.
Yeah, yeah. But then he stabs him with that dagger. And how poetic, but it was Sheriff who gave it to Marion. Marion gave it to Robin. Robin stabbed him in the heart with it. And then why does the Sheriff pull the knife out? Why does he pull the fucking knife out? Like, if you
Leave
ever
it
get
in.
stabbed,
Leave it
exactly,
in.
you don't ever pull it out, and then he takes forever to die, and it just collapses and dies. As Robin and Marion are about to embrace, suddenly Mortiana appears for a jump scare,
Where
but
did
the
she
Zing.
sneak in?
How did
She
I
come
don't
from?
and I don't understand how she left the room in the first place. She barricaded the door, which is what Azim and Robin are trying to break down the door, and she managed to somehow get round, and she's managed to get back in. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, so then Mortiana charges out to kill him, and then suddenly Azim breaks down the door and throws a sword, and boom, gets him.
Yeah, how did Mortiana get in?
I don't
How
know.
did then Azim get in through a door that he could previously not break down and know she was going to be there just in time to do that? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Still
It's
cool.
it's a good visual, yeah. She goes flying across that fucking room again.
Yeah, and then he goes, "I have fulfilled my vow." I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. That was good. And then they start Marion and Robin that is embracing, and he goes, "I would die for you," and they make out.
She said, "You came for me." He's like, "Yeah, I'll do it all again." Hey,
Ah, hey. Uh, Sherwood Forest and Friar Tuck is marrying Robin and Marion, and then suddenly King Richard arrives and is played by Sean Connery. It's so cool.
hello, I'm an inexplicably Scottish king.
Yeah. I do remember when I saw this at the cinema, when that happened, the entire cinema gasped because there was no spoilers back there, was it? There
Yeah,
was
he's
no internet or anything.
uncredited. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it was really good bit. I remember being like, I don't get it. My mum was like, it's James Bond. I was like, oh,
he looks old.
yeah.
I didn't know James Bond was in the Robin Hood story. Hello, it's me, James Bond.
It's funny, Azim doesn't realise who he is, so when everyone's kneeling, he's just going like, "What?" which is good. And then King Richard says he will not allow the wedding to proceed unless he can give away the bride. And then he thanks Robin for saving the throne. And then Friar Tuck pronounces a man and wife, Robin and Marion kiss, and then everyone cheers, and Azim is dressed like a boss, and then he hugs Will Scarlet for some reason, which is really good.
And then Friar Tuck breaks the fourth wall for some
Which
reason
I
and talks
hate.
to the audience. Why does he do it? You don't need it.
No, he goes, "Go and get out of here. We waste good celebration time." I was like, even as a kid, I thought that bit was stupid.
Yeah.
And we get credits, and then the Everything I Do song.
Do 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 do.
Whoa, that was a journey we went on. So that was Robin Hood, Prince
Christ.
of Thieves. So
First of all, the film is too long.
it is too long. That's not even the extended version. Yeah. Right. So let's rewind back. We were kids. What do we love about it?
Right, what do I love about it? As I said before, I didn't really like this film when I was a kid, but the bits I did like were the sheriff,
Mhm.
Morgan Freeman,
Yep.
and Friar Tuck. That'd be about it.
Okay. See,
And some of the dark bits in it I
yeah,
really enjoyed. Yeah.
yeah. I I loved everything about this film. There was nothing I didn't like. Nothing. The only thing I didn't like, the fact that Sir Hiss wasn't in this, that really pissed me off. But I loved everything about this
Isn't
film.
Sir Hiss Guy of Gisborne, pretty much? I mean, he
Uh,
talks like that.
yeah, it could be. But Sir Hiss was Prince John's aide, so yeah, I don't know.
Mm,
But anyway, no,
maybe it's the little camp chap.
maybe he's Sir Hiss. Yeah. But yeah, no, I loved everything about it. It confused me why Prince John wasn't in it. Um, and other bits and pieces. But no, I love, like you said, I love the dark shit. I love the comedy in it. I loved all the action
Mm,
scenes. I bought into the love story between Robin and Marion. Yeah, I loved all. I loved the song. Still love the song. Yeah, there was no. I didn't think I didn't like anything about it back then.
wow. Okay. All right. Well, that's overwhelmingly positive.
Mm. No, it was one of my favorite films growing up. I loved it. And it came out the
Wow.
same sort of time as like Terminator 2. So 1991 for me was a very solid year of good movies.
I strongly prefer Waterworld to this movie.
Well, someone's got it. Right. So what do we feel about it now? Let's start with
So
what did you like about it now, rather than the
So I
negative
like
stuff.
I like it more now. I
Good.
appreciate the darkness. The same things I like then with the characters that I liked, I still like. And the characters I didn't like, I mean, what did I like? It's good old-fashioned filmmaking, like it's tangible, um, it's long, but it doesn't always feel long. It does in bits, but it doesn't always feel long. The action's quite rousing, the score's quite good, the performances are generally good. It's a couple of wobbly ones. Um, I like the practical effects. I like the fact that it's not afraid to be dark. And quite dark at points, which he didn't really get at this time. I think a lot of critics at the time it was released didn't like the darkness, but I think
Mm.
the darkness kind of really aids it. Because what are you going to do? Have a day glow, 1950s swashbuckling Errol Flynn? No, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought it's a perfectly solid piece of filmmaking.
Okay. And what about the bad? Or have we kind of discussed it already as we've gone through?
Well, I mean, Kevin Costner's miscast. He's
Yes.
he's a he's a he's a huge problem at the beginning at the center of films. The man has no charisma. Like he's good in certain roles, and this ain't it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Um, there's too many characters, too many characters. You don't like even like the small ones like people like Bull and Wolf. It's like just don't need them. You
Mm.
don't. You certainly don't need the revelation that Will Scarlet and him are brothers. You don't need that. You don't need just lots of the subplots. You could easily cut half an hour out of this film, and it would be better if you recast Robin Hood as someone more charismatic as well. That would probably work. Although
Okay.
apparently one of the people that are up for it, Carrie Elwes, and I don't know if he'd be any better because I think it'd be too much of a wink and a nudge.
Yeah. No, sure, sure.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's pause then. Smith Trivia. What you got?
Right, but there's loads of trivia about the film, so I'll try and rattle through this as quickly as I can. So I'm conscious that this is a long episode. 50 million budget, 390 million worldwide, second highest grossing film of 1991 after
T2.
T2, which is a much, much better film. It was made against competing Robin Hood projects. In fact, Kevin Costner had been approached to star in another
Mhm.
Robin Hood film, but turned it down because he didn't like the script. Preferred to come onto this one with Kevin Reynolds, who he liked and had worked with him on Dances with Wolves. We mentioned the stuff about the accents before, so I will skip over that. Alan Rickman apparently turned down the role of the Sheriff of Nottingham twice before taking it on and used the comedian Ruby Wax and playwright Peter Barnes to punch up his dialogue,
Mhm.
basically saying the script is terrible and you need some good lines. Kevin Reynolds just went, yeah, do what you want. Call Off Christmas and With a Spoon were also improvised lines. Studio, so enamored with, also worried about Alan Rickman Alan Rickman's performance and trying to steal the film, insisted on further editing to beef up Kevin Costner's role so they didn't have Alan Rickman just running away with it, to the point where Kevin Reynolds was locked out of the editing suite and went off in a huff and did not attend the premiere.
Wow.
Still weird because Kevin Costner was behind some of that. It's still weird that Kevin Costner would then go on to work with Kevin Reynolds again on Waterworld, at which point they would fall out hugely and never speak again. Alan Rickman won a BAFTA, Best Supporting Actor. Kevin Costner won a Razzie. Yeah, as I said, Carrie Elwes was up for Robin Hood, turned it down. Robin Wright was up for Maid Marian. I think she's British, Robin Wright, so I think it would have been
Hmm.
easier job for her. But she got pregnant and couldn't do the film. John Cleese was apparently up for King Richard, and they went with Sean Connery. Wouldn't have worked. Sean Connery took a reduced fee, down from 1 million to $250,000, which he then donated to a Scottish hospital. I mean, it's good money for 30 seconds of screen
Yeah, yeah.
time. Um, at points, I think this film feels rushed.
Mhm.
And it was. So the production schedule was quite tight. They had to kind of get stuff through really, really quickly. Da, 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 da. Anything else? I'm just checking my notes, see if there's anything useful. We talked about the extended stuff. We talked about the song. Obviously, the song was a huge deal. Mixed reviews at the time. People didn't like, critics didn't like The Darkness,
Mhm.
and suggested that it's focused more on scale rather than substance, which I think is probably true. Um, we talked about it being cut for a PG, and I think that is all of the good trivia that I had. Now, you said you had something about the show from Nottingham. I haven't seen that.
I had something
Who
about the
else was up for
show.
who else was up for the role?
Oh, Sam Neill was
Oh yeah, no, I heard he was up for Robin Hood as well. But
oh, I don't know. Yeah, there were a bunch of people, but I forgot who they were. So I'm sorry, but I'm pretty
okay,
sure Sam Neill was one of them. So I thought that was a nice segue earlier on. Cool. All right, no, that was pretty much all the trivia I had too.
good.
Right. The final verdict. Does it hold up?
Yes,
Good man. Yes, it does.
yes.
It does.
It's perfectly enjoyable. It's fine. It whiles away a couple of hours. I would happily watch it again. Do I love it? No, I never did. Um, and nothing watching it now made me fall in love with it.
Mm,
It still
okay.
feels there's something about that kind of as much as I admire the physical filmmaker, there's still something it just feels at times small. You know,
Yeah, okay.
feels like a bunch of people running about in the woods, but it was still enjoyable, and I would watch it again.
Yeah, good. I mean, I didn't love it. I did love it when I was a kid, so I love it less now, but I still had a great time with this. It hit all the right notes, all the nostalgia came back. I had a lot of fun. I wasn't bored. So yeah, I had a great time with it. So oh, there you go. We found one that has held up. We haven't had that for a while. So there you go.
Finally,
But perhaps we will on the next nomination, which is you, Smith. So what are we doing?
what do you think of when I say HR Giga?
I don't even know what those words are. What?
HR Giga. He's the artist. You don't know HR Giga?
No.
Oh, he created the alien
Oh,
in Alien, the
oh, then,
Xenomorph. It's
I think that,
behind. Yes, and
are we
and
do?
and obviously we can't cover Alien One because it's great. We can't
Uh,
cover Aliens because it's great. We can't cover Alien Three because it's great.
uh,
And that's right. We're going to cover Species,
oh, sexy. Species.
the
Wow.
sexy alien.
Sexy Island. I have not seen
What?
that film genuinely in years. Years and years and years
What?
and years.
Me neither. Watch this one with the lava lamp on because it's getting sexy, yo.
Yeah, I might wait for my wife to go to bed when I watch this one. There you go. All right.
Just come to the next one with a wrist support.
Yeah. What are you doing? Nothing.
I
Yeah.
think.
Right. All right. Cool. Species. Why not? Why not indeed? Right then. So I'm just going to plug our socials before we get out of it. So we are on email at it doesn't hold up podcast at gmail.com. Instagram, it doesn't hold up podcast. Twitter, or X as it's now known, it doesn't hold up pod. We are on YouTube, it doesn't hold up podcast, and we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all other places you listen to podcasts. So give us a good review, like us, share us, all that jazz, and keep your suggestions coming because we will cover them eventually. So, Smith, is there anything else you'd like to say on Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves before we get out of here and regroup for Species?
There it is. It's just, it's true. Everything I do it for money mostly.
Yeah, that's true, you do. And I just want to say, you, this podcast, 3 weeks' time, you, 6 weeks' time, and bring a friend.